Hi. Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? It's not even 7 o'clock yet. Yeah, it is. It is now. Look at that. Bam. Bam. How's it going? Welcome to Order 42. I'm Rob, and yes, I apparently have made it into the minds of AI, and it creeped me out. But anyway, look, Ricky was first today. I don't know what to tell you, but Ricky was first. And I'm on the wrong tab. So there we go. Ricky was first. Ninjinzu coming in hot. Yeah. Movie Mike. Supposed to be 8 inches of snow here tomorrow. That's a lot of snow. No, thank you. No, thank you. I mean, it's cold here. It's chilly. Like, what is it? It's 42, 43. It's not bad. But it's cold in here. Like, it's cold in this room. I've had to turn the heat on because I am a little chilly. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the snow here in Texas because nobody knows how to drive on it, and people suck. People suck at driving at the best of times. I just put that in the chat. It's no, no snow here, please. No, unless, like I said, if I have a full fridge and a full pantry and I don't have to go anywhere, okay, go ahead. Go ahead and snow. That's rarely the case. You always need stuff. Always need stuff. And yeah, hey, post your videos. If you would like to see your video as an intro to the Order 42 live stream, trademark. It's not trademark. Yeah, post them in the Discord, man. Seriously. I could use them. Cuz like I said in the chat, there's only that, so few there's a few hiking trails around here. And they're starting to all look the same. Although the one that I just, that we for this last weekend went to a new place and it was busy. It's free to get in. So, which means there's a lot of people there. So, yeah, it was nuts. And it was hard. It was very, very hard. I mean, and I don't know if it's because we did 13 miles last week. We only did like 5.5, 6. I don't remember what we did, but it was hard. It was up a bunch of hills. I was not happy. Not happy. Let's see. Yeah, just over 5 miles. Longest hiking workout. Anyway. Yeah, there's only so many. So post away. And as long as there's no funny stuff in the middle of it, we'll put it on the channel. Definitely be shoveling. Is the AI named David? I mean, no. I know what you're talking about, though. I know what you're talking about. 31 inches in 2 separate storms over 4 days. Wow. Have I tried Grammarly Pro? No. What is this? What is this that you speak of? Derek, welcome, by the way. I don't know what you're talking about. And Cosma, I didn't actually say hi, but hi. How's it going? Yeah. Knights of Old. Welcome, Knights of Old. Good to see you. It's been a while, hasn't it? -10. Yuck. That's gross. Vince Russo. I don't know who Vince Russo is, but hey, that's cool. Whoever that guy is. -25 wind chill. Wow. Northwest Illinois. 2.5 hours west of Chicago. Jeez. He made me want to change my name to Star Fox. Star Fox. Now because of his accent when he said my name. Star Fox. Grammarly AI to help writing, basically. No, but who else? Somebody. Hold on a second. Grammarly. That sounds familiar now that you say that. It sounds familiar, but no, I haven't done that. Helps with grammar. I like it. Interesting. No, no, I haven't messed with any real AI except for, well, the Photoshop stuff that we've done and a little bit of Chat GPT, which is what happened today. I asked Chat GPT to roast Order 42 show. This was an idea that I got from another channel. Because I was, more than anything, I was just interested to see if I would pop up on their, like, do they know who I am? I'll read you the roast that Chat GPT did for Order 42 show, and you let me know if you think this is just a random thing or not. Order 42 show, more like Order 42 snooze. Watching this channel is like trying to listen to a 10-minute elevator pitch in slow motion. The content feels like it's straight out of a bargain bin at a thrift store. Half the time you don't even know what's happening, but somehow you're stuck watching. Is Order 42 show trying to educate, entertain, or just put us into a deep coma of confusion? At this point, the only thing getting ordered is how many times I hit skip. Let me guess, the 42 in the name is supposed to represent the answer to life, the universe, and everything, but after watching, I'm still just as lost as I was before. I thought it was kind of funny. But the idea that, like, they knew at least some things was kind of interesting. I don't know. So, but hey, I have to thank all you guys. I have to thank pretty much anybody who's watched anything on my channel, like, ever, because YouTube put me into this program, and today was the first seminar, I guess, and it's basically how to help grow your channel. And I was kind of like, I don't even know if this is going to be for me, but I mean, they kind of buttered me up a little bit, because they said the reason that anybody that's in this seminar, the reason that you were chosen for this thing is because there's been some extremely good analytics, and basically my channel shows promise. And I was like, oh, well, I mean, you butter me up like that, maybe I need to stick around and see what you're talking about. So anyway, I don't know exactly what that means, but we'll see over the next, apparently it's going to be a series of basically seminars and things to help the channel over the next 3 months. So who knows? I might go ahead and start up the channel memberships, if somebody wants to do that. My whole thing has always been, just the fact that you're here, you're helping, you know what I mean? That's why I do the channel, so people will watch it. It's not for any other reason. But, if I can make a little bit of scratch here and there, especially for those who might want to, show their appreciation by hitting a button and paying me a couple of bucks, I don't know. Might be worth it. I don't know. We'll see. Right now, I'm kind of like, I don't know about, like somebody told me, I think it was Rufus, said, you need to turn on the channel memberships. You need to get a Patreon. You need to get this. And then I'm like, it's like, what do you get? Like, if you join here's the thing. I've never joined a channel before, so I don't know what it means. And I don't even know, like, what could I offer that I don't already offer for free that people would be willing to pay for? I don't know. Maybe that's what this seminar is going to be about. I don't know. But hey, I just think it's kind of cool. Don't trust that? Well, Knights of Old, I mean, look, there's always the skeptical thing there, And especially if they're pushing channel memberships, that means that YouTube is getting money from that too, right? But the fact that I was in there with some really, like, I wouldn't say like large channels, they're still considered small channels. Like under 200,000 subs is still considered a small channel, which I was like, am I the only one under like 100,000 subs here? Like what's going on? Um, but anyway, it's we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Because here's the thing. I can sit here all day long and say, hey, the money doesn't matter. But the fact is, my wife does everything for us. And that's why I'm like really focused on trying to write this next script. So maybe I can sell it and all that kind of stuff. But hey, if I could bring in a couple extra bucks, to help out, even if it's, hey, I'll pay for dinner tonight. You know what I mean? It's like, I should do that, right? It's the least I could do. But anyway. ChatGPT being straight savage. I mean, I don't know if it was savage. That's what my wife said. She goes, man, that was kind of mean. I was like, I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny. But yeah, we'll see what happens with the whole channel thing. All I want to do is keep doing what I'm doing. We're going to talk about something later that doesn't really affect you guys as far as like the live stream or anything like that. But it's something that I want to do that I think will help maybe grow the channel naturally instead of, trying to, hey, buy this thing. I don't know. I'm not interested in selling stuff to you. Unless it's something, hey, there's a shirt, or something like that. That's one thing. But I don't know. You guys, we all get enough ads in our life, right? Don't want that. But anyway. Hopefully it proves worthwhile. Yeah, maybe. I like the conversations here and how it's casual, Derek. That's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. And I think that's the best part. Doing the live streams is my favorite thing to do because it's stuff that I do anyway. I gather news and things that I think are cool to show you guys. I do that stuff anyway. I do it, because I like cool stuff, right? And to be able to share it with you is cool. And then I get actual feedback too, it's the best. It's the best. Nothing wrong with exploring ways to grow your channel and bring in a few bucks. I mean, yeah. If my name is changed, then do I have to be remodded? Oh, wait, it still has a wrench. No, you're good. You're good, Star Fox. Monkey wrench. And let's be honest, we kind of got mod heavy, right? I was actually thinking, do I need to like take everybody off and then just add a couple? I don't know. Does that matter to you guys? I don't think it matters, does it? Fighters of Foo. But hey, I wanted to mention something. Last week, I gave an early birthday present birthday greetings for good friend John Michael, right? So I talked to him. I didn't talk to him on Wednesday, but I talked to him on Thursday. And we talked about this thing that I got into. I'm getting into coffee. Never been a coffee guy. Like, not really ever. Like every now and then I'd go to, Starbucks and get a, Frappuccino or something, but I was never really into it. But then the more that I thought about it, the more I'm like, you know what? This would be something, it would be something where I can get my caffeine in the morning, but it can also be a thing that I do, a routine in the morning and get me going instead of, let's look. A lot of times I sit in front of the TV and I watch YouTube for a couple hours before I do anything of any use. So I thought, hey, maybe this coffee thing will help. So I started looking into it and I got an AeroPress. AeroPress was on sale from Amazon for 25% off. And all an AeroPress is it's basically for espressos French roasts, right? It's a little canister with a thing on the bottom. You put the coffee in, put hot water in, and then you plunge down and it goes right in a cup. So I was like, I don't need like a pot of coffee. I need like 1 cup of coffee. So started doing it, and yeah, it's been kind of interesting. Some cups have been better than others. There's a technique to it, and it's kind of cool in the morning. I'm like doing something. I'm not just pouring a cup of whatever and getting caffeine and just sitting there and vegging in front of the TV. I'm actually doing something. So anyway, John Michael was like, I didn't know you were into coffee. He goes, I'm going to send you something. I'm like, okay. I didn't realize that it was going to be a freaking whole box of stuff. Like, he sent me a box of samples of coffee from this place, Door County Coffee. And they're all like different flavors. So there's Highlander Grog, notes of caramel and Irish cream. There's vanilla creme brulee, vanilla custard and caramelized sugar. Breakfast blend, smooth blend of Costa Rica and Colombia. Jamaican me crazy, notes of dark rum and smooth vanilla. Cinnamon hazelnut, pretty self-explanatory. Peanut butter crunch, notes of melt in your mouth peanut butter cookies. Black and tan, adventurous blend of Costa Rica, Sumatra, and Colombia. Heavenly caramel. You say caramel or caramel? Caramel. Notes of caramel flavor so decadent, it's heavenly. And then bourbon vanilla cream, notes of sweet vanilla and oak barrel aged bourbon. And then I've got the one that I tried this morning was, the turtle one. So it's like pecans and chocolate, and I'm like, man, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Now the whole problem is with the AeroPress, it's supposed to be super finely ground, and these don't look as fine as the espresso that I bought. So not only is I might not be brewing it the 100% correct way, but it's also, because it's not an espresso, not as much caffeine, not as much of a smack in the face in the morning. But I gotta say, I really appreciate that. I think that's cool. I think it's super cool that he sent that to me. I thought it was going to be like maybe, a small little sample bag, 1 or 2. I didn't know it was going to be a whole freaking box. So yeah, 10 different flavors. I thought that was neat. I just wanted to say, hey, thank you, John Michael. Appreciate that. It's cool. Bandit's Best, welcome. Just popping in for a few. Oh, hey. Yes. Yeah. It's good to see you. Goobins. Yes, Billy. Yes. Get a small French press. Well, I got to tell you that the AeroPress is pretty awesome. Again, there's a routine to it. There's a technique. You got to brew, or you got to heat your water to a specific temperature, and then you pour a little in, and then you do a little swish, and then you stir, and then you pour the rest in, and then you quickly put the top on, because it starts to, go into the cup, and that basically like makes a vacuum, and then you just slowly press it down. I've really been enjoying the whole process in the morning. So we'll see what happens. And I've only tried, and Bucho, welcome. Good to see you. The only one that I've tried that's an espresso is Cafe Bustelo. It's one that I found on a Reddit thread, and they said start there and then move your way up. And eventually you're going to get a grinder, and you're going to start grinding your own beans and all that kind of stuff. You're going to do that in the morning, and it's going to be part of your routine and all that stuff. But for now, start there and then go. And I'm like, okay, that's what I'm doing. So yeah, I just got a nice K-cup maker with a load your own grounds K-cup filter. Oh, that's cool. See, My whole thing about, because I was thinking that too. I was thinking, I can just get a Keurig. Just do that. But then I started thinking about, yeah, but that's not much of a routine in the morning for me. You know, you pour the water in, you put the cup down, and you move on with your day. And then when it's ready, you grab it and you drink it. With this, there's more to it, and it's just a more active thing. Yeah. So it's kind of like my vaping, you know? Vaping is like that. I mean, not every day, but it's more of an active thing. It's not just, hey, put liquid in this thing and vape it. There's more to it. And look, I'm not saying anything. Everybody does what they want to do, but that's the reason that I chose what I chose. So I don't know. I was debating on applying at Starbucks for the manager position. On the Indeed page, it says the pay is between $58,000 to $81,000 a year. Gosh, maybe I need to look into the Starbucks manager position. Holy crap. Dora County, been there many times. Oh, so you like this movie, Mike? Like I said, I've only tried one cup. And again, I don't know if I'm even doing it right, you know, but I don't know. Uh-oh. Rob, new obsession. Like vaping, like different flavors of coffee, and soon different equipment. I know. The other thing that I'm interested in is the mocha pots. Have you seen those? Where it's kind of like, you know, you put your water in, you heat it over the stove, and then it brews it, and it shoots up into the top part of the... I didn't even know what a mocha pot was. That's a mocha pot. And of course, I'd be getting this flashy... I'm not getting that. But they make a 1 cup thing. But Bialetti are the ones, that's the one that you want. But I thought, well, why don't I try that? Well, and I was looking at the AeroPress too, and I was like, well, the AeroPress is more expensive. Since the AeroPress was on sale, I was like, well, I guess that tells me at least what I'm going to start with, you know? So, I don't know. Hustle Bones. AeroPress uses pressure to make espresso. Basically, most coffee won't be good with it. Get a small French press. Ah, okay. I get what you mean. I got to say, even though, you know, everything that I was reading was basically, yeah, this is more for a regular coffee maker. This is more for, you know, something other than an AeroPress. It was still a tasty cup of coffee. And maybe I'm just an idiot, which is totally possible. But yeah. Oh, okay. What is this? Oh, damn. Okay, wait. Because of the way this works, I have to... Let's see if it'll... Nope. Still wouldn't do it. So these are the ones that Ricky is looking at. Espresso machine 20 bar professional espresso maker with milk frother, steamer wand, espresso coffee machine. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of words. And then there's this one. That looks, I mean, they both look fancy AF. But I don't know. I don't even know. I seriously do not know what, to give you an idea. So yeah, $183 for that. And then $179 for that. Right now, all in. That's including the AeroPress, the kettle, the electric kettle that brews at specific temperatures and all that stuff, and the coffee. We're looking at like $75. So yeah, I don't know anything yet. So it's going to be a while. It's going to be a while before I go that route. But I still, you know, like I said, it's a fun thing. It's a fun, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the little bit of it's only been a week, you know. Rob is going to dive into coffee like vaping. Please report your findings. Be doing the nut test with coffee grounds? I mean, no. But I mean, look, I I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying this whole thing. So, a small French press. See that now I'm like, let's just see. Oh, okay, okay, okay. So something along these lines. Those are cheap. A 14.99 one? I mean, dang. And that's perfect. 12 ounce, that's more than enough. I mean, I don't know. I might do that. I might save because I mean, I've already opened that bag, so I'm pretty sure that that's, I need to drink that tomorrow. But yeah, 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 sure. Yes. I know nothing about them, but I want to try it. YouTube short, raw Bruce coffee. It's in the cup. And then it's in the belly. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to get into that side of it, like I don't know about that. But for me it's like, dude, so far the AeroPress with that Cafe Bustelo, it's strong as shit, but I like it. It's really good. And I'm like, okay, now that's the cheapest espresso in the whole store. So hopefully if I go up to some higher maybe some higher quality brands, I don't know, maybe it'll be even better. I'm using K cups mostly for convenience. Absolutely. But I mean, like, at the same time, I was kind of like, so the whole reason I'm doing this is to do something different for the routine in the morning. And it can be a little less, uh, what do you call it? Environmentally friendly, I guess. I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm just trying to do the thing and see what happens. And then we'll go from there. To me, like the Keurig is like the disposables, the disposable vape things. You go into a store and you go, I want that one. It's got 12,000 puffs or whatever, you vape on it and then you throw it away. But then this is more of like, because I mean, I build my own coils, I make a lot of my own liquid. It's sort of self sustaining and there's not a whole lot of waste. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Yes, gratification gets your mind going. It's like how cooking your own good meal can be enjoyable. Yes. There's something about that where I'm all at once like I'm more forgiving because I made it, but I'm also more critical because I made it. I want it to be really good. So yeah, like I mean, I've been doing a lot of cooking, the last few years since, you know, not working in 9 to 5, so the least I can do is, cook dinner. So, Left for Dead is only $1 right now on Steam. Well, then there's no reason for you to not buy it. Stalfaux. Let's see. You guys want to see? Yeah, let's do the book first. So, I talked about it. I flew through this. I just did a short the mini series, but I flew through this because I knew a lot of the story, and I was just like, yeah, let's go. And yeah, I enjoyed reading this again. I hadn't read it since, I mean, it was the first Stephen King book I ever read, so yeah, it was good. I'll just tell you that if you're interested in Salem's Lot, you don't really need this edition. This edition is a lot more expensive now because it's out of print and all that kind of stuff. And when it says illustrated edition, it's pretty sparse. You can those are the pictures. There's not a whole lot of pictures in here. And they're not even like they don't even like connect to the story. Here, I'll show you. I'll show you. Okay. So here's a picture. I mean, yeah, it's kind of, you could say, oh, yeah, well, that's the Marston house. Kind of. But like this one. I don't remember a dog. Well, I guess there is a dog, but he's at the beginning. So I'm not sure why there's a guy with a dog. I don't know. I don't know. What's cool about this though is it also includes two short stories that he wrote for other that are in other places that are about Salem's Lot that are in the back, and then there's some deleted scenes, and well, I guess alternate scenes, which was kind of neat. But look, if you're gonna read Salem's Lot, you can just go, just get whatever version, because there's not much different, right? But it was good. And then I made a determination that I'm almost embarrassed to say this. I'm a little burned out on Tolkien. I've read a lot of Tolkien. I've read almost all of this. Everything you see right here, almost all of it I've read. There's two books down here that I haven't read yet. But I've read almost everything. But I started reading, and I'm like, I'm just not interested in this right now. So I finished Salem's Lot yesterday. So today, instead of starting the next Tolkien thing, which I read a little bit last night, and I was like, I'm gonna read Animal Farm next. So Animal Farm, and then I think there'll be another Sanderson, and then there'll be 1984, and then another Sanderson, and then whatever book that you guys said, oh, you've got to read this afterward. What was it? I can't remember. It's on my list. Brave New World. So yeah, in between Sandersons, that's what I'll be doing. So, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Tolkien books left to read. Not including biographies and all that kind of stuff. I'm a little less interested in that kind of stuff. I'm more interested in the stories. I'm all about stories right now. Yeah, 9 more. And yeah, I'm gonna put Tolkien on hold for a while. Just gonna have to happen. And it's more about the fact that if it was more Middle Earth stuff, then cool. But all of this stuff is not Middle Earth related. Nature of Middle Earth and the Fall of Numenor, sure, but those are way down on the list. Those are only a couple of years old, and they're not by Tolkien or Christopher Tolkien. So I'm just gonna just it's okay. Just gonna break for a bit. But such a good book. The extra content is a nice addition. Yeah, calling that illustrated is a bit of a stretch. Yeah, there's like 6 pictures in there. Portal 2 is also $1. Dude, just buy the stuff, man. Buy it. I actually bought for my Steam Deck, I got Dragon Quest 11S. It's a game that's been on my list for a long time, just never picked it up. I went ahead and bought it. I still haven't played it yet. But anyway, here are some movies that I watched this week. Okay? First up, Gattaca. This movie's good. And it's weird because this movie isn't a special effects, visual effects kind of movie. It's more about production design and storytelling. And of course, this introduced most of the world to Jude Law. This is Jude Law's first big movie. And then, of course, because Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman are in it, a year later, we got Maya Hawke, who, yeah. So, yeah, Stranger Things and all that stuff. I actually like her as an actress. But yeah, this was a good movie. This is really good. If you haven't seen this one, I would give it a shot. And it's more of the, it's like I said, it's more about storytelling and the feel and really, really good location scouting and production design. It's good. And you've also got Alan Arkin in it. He was great. And did you know that this was produced by Danny DeVito? I didn't know that until I was watching the special features. And I'm like, huh, that's actually kind of interesting. Next up, I love this movie. And this is a movie that I watched it way back when it first came out. And I said, I got to get that. And just never did. And then it came out on 4K. I'm like, I got to get that. Never did. And then it was on sale. And I said, finally, it's going to be mine. In Bruges. This movie is so good. And here's, man, this is another thing where you kind of go, dang, man, some people just get all the breaks. This is Martin McDonagh's first movie. His first movie. And he's got Colin Farrell, Brendan Gleeson, Ralph Fiennes. Man, how lucky can you get? But this movie's amazing. If you haven't seen it, and you know what? Gattaca. What this story is about is a futuristic world where, dependent upon if you were born naturally or if you were born with basically, tweaking your genes and everything to where you can build more perfect people. You can choose eye color, you can choose the sex, you can choose all the stuff about your baby before they're born. And those people basically get the better jobs and they get they basically got a leg up in their whole life. I mean, it's very there's a class thing going on, but Ethan Hawke is a naturally born man, right? He was naturally born, but he's infiltrating this world of, excess and what do you call it? Opportunity, right? It's pretty cool. And yeah. And Jude Law is a man who, he plays one of the elite who is, he's paralyzed. And so what he's doing is he's helping Ethan Hawke assume his identity to infiltrate this. It's super cool. Sci-fi, high concept, very, very, very cool. So check that out. In Bruges, Brendan Gleeson and Colin Farrell are hitmen, and they are hiding out in Bruges. Bruges is in Belgium, beautiful city, and Ray Fiennes is their boss. So they're hiding out in Bruges because of a certain thing that happens, that Colin Farrell's character is basically on the run. It's an excellent film. It's super funny. And this is 2008 when this movie came out, so it's very not PC. If you watch this movie today, there's like, oh, they couldn't say that today. There's a lot of that, but it's such a great movie. It's such a great movie. And, it also has, what's her name? Clemence Posey. I'm not sure if I'm saying her name correctly, but she was Fleur Delacour in, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Very attractive woman, very exotic looking, very European. Great movie though. This is a great movie. And Martin McDonagh went on to do, 7 Psychopaths, 3 Billboards Outside of whatever, Missouri, and most recently Banshees of Inisherin, which I also loved. I've seen all of his movies. He's one of those directors that I love. So, in fact, Seven Psychopaths is I gotta get that. I gotta get that because I own the other two. Oh no, wait. I own Three Billboards. I don't own Banshees because it's on one of the streaming services. And then I gotta get Seven Psychopaths because I actually like that one too. But you should watch this. Oh, and by the way, Kino Lorber did the alternate cover art. But I mean, look, you got three actors that I adore. Those three guys I love. So this is a no-brainer. Get it. Get it. And then finally, I did watch Severance, by the way. I'm all caught up on Severance. And because I had my niece this weekend, my niece hung out. We went and did stuff. We ate a lot of food. Holy crap, we ate a lot of food. I think I gained a couple of pounds. But anyway, so I didn't get to watch a whole lot of movies. But the final one that I got to watch, Collateral, 4K. This movie is another one where I'm like, man, why did it take me so long to buy this? This movie's great. Tom Cruise, Jamie Foxx. You got all other really, really good actors too. Mark Ruffalo, Jada Pinkett Smith, Bruce McGill. He's one of those actors you go, I don't know his name, but I've seen him in like 12 other movies. In fact, he was in Matchstick Men. He was in, he's just been in a lot of movies. Anyway, but also a very, very early role from Javier Bardem before No Country for Old Men. So this is what, 2004? 2004. Yeah. And yeah. Now here's the one thing that I will say. If you're interested in watching Collateral again, you don't really need to worry about the 4K. The 4K will have some scenes will look better than a Blu-ray, but the fact is most of it was shot on digital in 1080p. So it's not going to be the best looking 4K you've ever seen. But since the only way that I had it before, I didn't have the Blu-ray and all I had was the DVD. It made sense. It made sense for me to go ahead and get the 4K, especially because it was on sale. But there's nothing special in here. It's just the 4K and the Blu-ray. And I listened to the commentary. The commentary was great. Michael Mann does this thing where he knows where each of the characters were born. You know, if they got in trouble in school, he knew their parent life, their parent situation, their home situation, and it basically it informed the way that characters would react in certain situations. And like Tom Cruise really got into that and thought it was really, really cool that he goes, a lot of my work as an actor was already done for me when I signed on because Michael Mann had figured it all out. I will say this, Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx both give, to me, highlight, maybe not the best performances of their career, but way up there because they're both playing against type. And it's great. This is a great movie. And if you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. You need to watch it. Let's get caught up and then I'll show you the pickups for the week. Let's see. Cheap and great games. Yes. I've been wanting that Dragon Quest. Yeah. And again, that's one of those where it's like, I know I'm probably going to enjoy this game, but I just never got around to buying it. And it's been on sale for $20 many times, and I just never pulled the trigger. But this time I was kind of like, do it. I really enjoyed Gattaca. It's a cool concept, thought-provoking premise. Yes. Hell of a cast. And Filbert, welcome. And KP Sinti, welcome. Good to see you. By the way, I saw you guys live. Was a Saturday night, right? The Game Babes. I couldn't listen because my niece was here and then she had the TV and I was kind of like, I don't really have time to watch, but man, I missed out on the game, babes. So I'm sorry for that. Okay, I apologize. It's my fault. I'll take full responsibility. Could I have put in headphones? Probably. But we were hanging out with the niece, having a good time. And Carbonite Dreams, welcome. Good to see you. Yes, dark comedy for sure. And the Melvor makes an appearance here. Welcome, sir. And Gattaca is a good. In fact, I think all three of those they're great. They're great. Greatness has entered the chat. Do you hear that? Did you hear that? Collateral is a movie that is way better than it ever needed to be. Underrated, amazing action. Dude, Tom Cruise is a beast in that. I mean, look, I get it. When somebody says, oh, I don't like Tom Cruise because of this and that, I totally get it. Totally understand. I totally understand. But man, he's good in that. He's so good. And it's such a fun, it's like a fun movie. It's serious. It's kind of scary, that kind of stuff could just happen and nobody would really be able to do anything about it. Because let's be honest, there's a little far-fetchedness going on in there, but still, man, what a good movie. Tom Cruise's best movie is Legend. Melvor, I mean, look, here's the thing. I love Legend. It's Ridley Scott, man. I love Legend. I no hesitation. I love Legend. I don't think it's the best movie though. Or okay. Best movie, best performance. You could probably say Born on the 4th of July. You could say Magnolia. You might say Tropic Thunder even for best performance. I mean, you want to talk about going against type. But I don't know, man. I don't know. The Melvor. Yes, that is the Melvor. Thief, Gold, Thief 2, Thief, Deadly Shadows are all $1. Fight. If I paid you, this is from Derek Melvor. If you're listening, if you're just listening, Derek asks, if I paid you, would you make a cover for my book? Ooh, The Last Samurai. That is a really good Tom Cruise movie as well. Not his best performance, but best movie. Interesting. Have you seen the international cut of Legend? Because I would argue that even though I have a soft spot, nostalgia for that original version, with the Tangerine Dream soundtrack or score, the international cut that's 30 minutes longer and it's got a Jerry Goldsmith score, that might actually be the best version. I don't know. I'm glad I have both. I'm glad I have both. I've bought Legend 3 times. That's a movie I just, like I said, unabashedly love. And will always love that movie. But the American cut sometimes moves from scene to scene where you're like, what the hell happened there? How the hell did they get there? The international cut is better for that. Oh, look at that. See, he knows. Tangerine Dream works better for me, but the Goldsmith score is really nice. It really is good. Gestures and head bobbing is off the charts. Sorry. Look, man, you got to be a little animated. You can't just be like, I really like things. I can't do that. And that's not really me anyway. Oh, Rain Man. That's movie Mike. That's a good call. Yeah, if Hoffman wasn't as good in Rain Man, his Tom Cruise's performance might have gotten more attention. That's absolutely true. I'll tell you this. It's not Tom Cruise's performance in The Outsiders. Because anyway, Look, The Outsiders is fine. It's fine. I get it. I understand it. I was just kind of like, it's okay. Last Samurai is my favorite Tom Cruise movie, hands down. Well, there you go. There you go. Opinions just flying everywhere tonight. I love it. So here are the 3 movies that I purchased this week. This was unplanned. This was I'll just say an impulse buy. What I had done earlier in the week was I had gone to a movie trading company in the hopes of finding something to film, right? So that I could give Vinny some footage that he could use to, play around, do some editing, And unfortunately, I couldn't find anything at the movie trading company, except for a couple of items that were a lot more expensive than I really wanted to pay. But then, 2 days later, I'm in Walmart, and lo and behold, all 3 of the things that I wanted were there at regular price. But I wanted them, so I got them, okay? I got them. Kill Bill, Volume 1. Kill Bill, Volume 2. And Jackie Brown. All in 4K. I mean, I got them. I haven't even opened them yet. You can see, I haven't opened them. Should we open them? There's probably not going to be anything special in these. These are not the steel books that are on Lionsgate Limited website. Same cover. Do I have anything to quickly open these? Kind of. Come on, man. I hate it when they're like that. They should just open up quickly. Why do they... It must be on a... Yeah, see, that's what I hate. Is when the plastic is melted. You see that? The plastic is melted to the... That must be a machine that does that. Because the way that we used to do it back in the day at Blockbuster, the seal was on the outside. So you could literally seal it up, and if there was enough room, the movie would be free floating in there. But anyway, yeah, pretty standard stuff. 4K and the disc, nothing extra. But that's just the way it goes, With most studio releases, you're not going to get a whole lot of, cool stuff in there. Unless you get a steelbook, in which case the steelbook is the special thing. I'm not going to open the rest of these because it's going to be the same thing. But there you go. I got all 3. I had to do it. It was all Walmart. They were $28 a piece. I knew I was going to buy them eventually anyway. So I just did the thing, I just did the thing. So there you go. Cliffs of Mohair. Welcome. Good to see you. I don't think we've seen you in here before. If not, hey, welcome for the first time. And if I'm wrong and you have been here before, welcome back. Good to see you. Never actually seen Jackie Brown. Love Kill Bill. Here's the thing. A lot of people, if they look at the Quentin Tarantino directed list, I mean, if you throw in writing, you have to throw in Natural Born Killers and True Romance, right? Those are not directed by Quentin, but they were written by Quentin, right? His 9 movies, if you look at them, a lot of people put Death Proof way down at the bottom. A lot of people put Jackie Brown way down at the bottom. Some people put The Hateful Eight way down at the bottom. The fact is, the dude's made some amazing movies. And Jackie Brown, even if it's in the middle, is still a fantastic movie that's better than 99% of the stuff that comes out. I love all of Quentin's movies. I think, honestly, I feel like Reservoir Dogs is one of his weaker films. And it's just because he's not found his groove yet, right? It's still a great movie, but it's good. It's not great. It's not Pulp Fiction. Like Pulp Fiction may be his masterpiece. Some people say Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's his masterpiece. I don't know. Inglourious Bastards. Dude, there's so many. There's so many great movies, man. So many. But I love Quentin. And in fact, I don't have Reservoir Dogs in uh, anything more than DVD because it's one of my least favorite of his movies. And Jackie Brown isn't my favorite, but it's still really, really good. So, yeah, Jackie Brown is my number one. In fact, I think if Billy was here, he would tell you the same thing. I think Billy's way, I mean, I don't know about his number one, but it's way up there when it comes to Tarantino. I'd never seen them until last year, but I fell in love with the Kill Bill movies, man. They're so well done. And I want the whole bloody affair. Is that ever going to happen? Are we ever going to see that officially? Because it's basically the two movies put together with there's extra, I think there may be extra stuff. It's been a while since I looked into it, but I believe it's almost like director's cuts of those movies or extended cuts. I don't know. Oh, and the scene in Lucy Liu's place. I can't remember the name of the place. It's been a while since I've seen Kill Bill. But you know where it goes black and white when she plucks the dude's eye out? Yeah, in the whole bloody affair, it's all in color. It never goes to black and white. Oh, and Gordon Liu, one of my favorite martial artists, right? Martial arts actors, is he in 2 as well? Wait a minute. I'm getting mixed up here. Because he's definitely in 1 as one of the in fact, he's the guy that he screams, but he's also Pai Mei. That's in 2, right? Man, it's been too long since I've seen these. I love Gordon Liu. And of course, Sonny Chiba, playing Hattori Hanzo. So you got 2 great fan favorites when it comes to martial arts films. 2 great ones right there. So somebody has probably answered what I said. The whole bloody affair. Yes. It was supposed to be sort of like a roadshow version where they would tour with it, and then it never seemed to come to light, or it never happened. But apparently there was an official Japanese release called The Whole Bloody Affair, and it was basically the movie seamless. It was a seamless thing. I don't know. I would guess that it's probably out there on the internet somewhere, but I've never gone to look for it. I don't know. But yeah. Oh yeah, Django, man, Django's a great one too. Yeah. See, that's what's so hard about ranking. Like, it's going to be really hard when I finish my Ridley Scott thing. Because there's so many movies of his that I love. And some of them that I know people go, man, that movie sucks. And I'm like, no, I like it. I like that movie. So it's going to be tough. And with Tarantino, it's the exact same thing. I'm pretty sure that Pulp Fiction and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood are probably 1 and 2. After that, it gets really tough. It gets really tough. Because I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is absolutely a masterpiece. Absolutely a masterpiece. The more I've seen that movie 3 times now. And every time I've watched it, I've gotten more out of it and I enjoy it more. It's just dude's amazing. In fact, I remember, okay, this is kind of a funny thing. And it's one of those things where you're like, that's not that big of a deal. Django Unchained. Wife didn't want to go see it, right? She's like, it's just not, that doesn't look like a good time to me. I'm like, okay, well, I'm going. So Django Unchained, you know what the story's about. Well, I'm sitting next to a black family And there's a lot of humor that I'm like, I don't know if I should be laughing at that. So it was kind of an uncomfortable screening because of that. But it also accentuated the experience as well. Because I'm sitting alone next to a black family. And when they're telling some of these very off-color jokes on both sides, I'm like, I don't know if I should laugh or not. So I'm just kind of sitting there trying to enjoy the movie and take in the movie, but also be very, considerate. So yeah, it was odd. It was odd. To me, it was kind of like, it wasn't a scary thing, but it was more like if you ever watched a movie with your parents and a juicy sex scene comes on and you're kind of like, this is awkward and uncomfortable, but it's a thing, right? It happens. That's what it was like. It wasn't like like a super uncomfortable like oh, I'm gonna get beat up because I'm watching Django Unchained. It was more of like, I just don't know if I should be laughing. So anyway, funny story. Yeah. Now wait a minute. Cosma, I don't know how to do that though. Bubs. I did not see Bubs. Welcome, Bubs. Good to see you. It's been a while. I mean, of course, I saw you Saturday night over on the boys streams. I popped in Jay's for a bit, popped in Billy's for a bit, and then I had to go to bed because niece was there. We had to get up in the morning and do stuff. So, yeah. Open quickly like a woman's bra. Yeah, those were not easy. Not easy at all. Not easy at all. The plastic melted to the spine of the Blu-ray is a huge pet peeve of mine. Yeah, and it's got to be that's the way that they do it in a factory, right? It's a factory made thing. We did it by hand. That was not a thing. But yeah, I don't have a Hattori. Bubs brings up an interesting point. I have Glamdring over here, right? That would be a funny way to open up Blu-rays, is to grab Glamdring, right? My Lord of the Rings sword, you guys remember that. You guys remember. I don't have to get it out. But yeah, for a while there, I thought, man, I want to get a Hattori Hanzo sword, because they were doing a lot of the movie props and stuff at the time. I'm sure you can still probably get them. Let me see. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. See, that's a probably good one right there. $374. Let's see. Anime swords, movie swords, broadsword. Oh, dude, this is okay. This is some good. This is a good site. Headquartered in USA. I'm just curious. Okay, so some cheap ones. Basically anything under $800 is kind of a thing. But if you see them up into the 1000s, that's how you know. That's how you know. Ghost of Tsushima? Is it Tsushima or Tsushima? I don't know. Ninja Gaiden? Zatoichi's cane sword. I just did a short on that too. But yeah. Oh, Michonne's from Walking Dead. That's cool. Does it have... Wait, I probably could just... Yeah, there you go. The Bride's Katana right there. $349. Not bad. Not bad. Dude, very cool. Look at that. Elder Scrolls Skyrim. That's kind of a cool site, gotta say. But I cannot justify spending that much money on something that's literally just going to hang on the wall. Can't justify it. Anyway. Yeah, I was gonna buy one and I never did. I bought Glam Ring, and that was it. And then Glam Ring, I was gonna, I'm gonna hang them on the wall and all. I'm gonna get all of them. Yeah, I got that one because, well, Gandalf's my favorite, and it's my favorite sword. But yeah, never did it. Never did it. Let's see. I need to see Django again. I wasn't a fan the first time for some reason. Yeah, I mean, look, that might have been, especially if you only watch a movie one time. And this is one of those things where it gets tricky. But like Roger Ebert, very famously, in a lot of times, he would never go back and watch a movie again. There were movies where I'm like, I really think that you were just in a bad mood when you watched this, because this movie's quality, and you gave it like a 1.5 stars. I bet if you watched it again, right? A lot of people, the first time they saw Blade Runner, they're like, they didn't like it. But then they go back and they watch it again. They get more out of it. It means more to them. To me, Django is one of those that it kind of grows on you. The more that you watch it, it grows on you. And to me, The Hateful Eight is another one that grows on you. For me, Pulp Fiction was an immediate, I loved it. Kill Bills, I liked Volume 2 better than Volume 1. And now I like both of them. I feel like it's just one big story, so it's kind of hard to separate the two. But I was kind of like, I was disappointed. Actually, no. I had that backwards. Volume 1 to me was better than Volume 2. I thought Volume 2 was slow and boring. And then the more that I watched them, the more I appreciated the two of them. I feel like Inglourious Bastards isn't really a grower. You know, that's one that's like most people, if you like that movie, you liked it immediately. The Hateful Eight is one of those where it's okay. Do I have the Hateful Eight on Blu-ray? I think I have the Hateful Eight digitally, but I don't have it. I don't have a disc of it. Might have to get that if they ever release. They need to release the Netflix, the extended thing where they kind of he chopped it up and made them into episodes. I really enjoyed that. That was good. But yeah, yeah. Basically, yeah. Django is one that the first time I watched it, I liked it, and then the second time I watched it, I loved it. Don't I have that? I think I have a steelbook of that. Yeah, I have a steelbook Blu-ray of Django. One of the few. I don't have a whole lot of steelbooks, but I have that one. The Hateful Eight was disappointing to me. Started off pretty interesting, but by the end, you don't care if any of them get killed because they're all evil. The ending was just a lousy gore fest. See, to me, that's one that grew on me. The first time I watched it, I was kind of like, it's okay. But I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. In fact, the Netflix extended, because if you put all those episodes together, it's definitely longer. I really enjoyed that. So I don't know. I say that as I have 7 Samurai playing on my TV. That's a good. Did you hear that they're doing so of course Yojimbo and Sanjuro, they're doing there's a lot of them coming out. There's a lot of 4Ks BFI Kurosawa 4K. Let's go to their site. This is a BFI site. So you got 7 Samurai. They got Yojimbo Sanjuro, 7 Samurai in 4K. Throne of Blood. They're doing that's only Blu-ray. I think they're doing. I saw another one. I thought it was other than Throne of Blood. I thought it was High and Low. Or maybe they did. Stray Dog on. Is that Blu-ray or DVD? No, that's Blu-ray. Stray Dog. There's Redbeard DVD. I still haven't watched Redbeard, Ricky. I need to watch it. But yeah, yeah. BFI is doing some work over there with their Kurosawa stuff. I love Kurosawa. That would make one on Edge. My favorite directors are Steven Spielberg, Martin Scorsese, and Quentin Tarantino. I mean, that's a solid list, man. That is solid. For me, in a lot of ways, directors are kind of like sports teams in that you can be a fan of a sports team that aren't doing that well, you know? And to me, Spielberg and Scorsese have both been, they haven't put out their, in my opinion, they haven't put out their best work lately. Um, and of course, to me, you got to throw in Christopher Nolan, you got to throw in Denis Villeneuve, you got to throw in, let's see, I mean, some people might throw in Robert Eggers, Ridley Scott. The fact is, I just love a whole lot of different kinds of movies. And for me, uh, Denis has been on a roll. I kind of wish he would do something other than Dune 3 at this point. I wish he would do something else. But man, what a filmmaker. You know, that guy, Sicario, come on. Come on. That movie's amazing. The direction in that movie is nuts. Anyway. Gordon Liu was Johnny Moe in both Kill Bill 1 and 2, but also as Pei Mei Volume 2. Yes. I didn't know his name. But welcome, Shazama. Good to see you. I saw Devil May Cry. Go to it. Oh, the Devil May... Oh, I'm already gone. Sorry. Do I play video games? I do, but it is definitely not a focus of mine. Like, I have a Steam Deck, and I have, like, all the emulated stuff on there. But then I have... I mean, I have more recent games on there too. But I would not call myself, I'm a casual at best, you know? I mean, before that, what was the last game I bought? Probably, oh, it was probably, no. I don't know, man. I wouldn't say I'm a gamer. I like to when I have the time, but lately I've been more into movies and books. You know, the gaming has taken a backseat to movies and books. So, yeah. Do they have the Bloodsport sword? I don't know. Should I go back? Let's see. What's this website? Oh. Blood Sport. Nope. No Blood Sport. Devil May Cry. $379. I mean, that's a pretty sharp looking. It's pretty sharp looking. I'm just look, I mean, honestly, at this point, if I was going to get a sword, samurai sword at this point, it would be like an accurate, you know, folded over metal, all that kind of stuff, like an accurate. I wouldn't want I would want to be able to use it if I had to. That's what I want. I want it to look good, but I want to be able to use it if I need to. The freaking blade might break off. I mean, they may be full tang, they may not, but I've had a couple of, you know, cheaply made swords in the past, and yeah, they're scary, especially if you try to use them. So there you go. There you go. Good way to open up those new 4Ks and getting rid of those old pesky DVDs. Well, that's the thing, is like, I'm basically, anything that I'm purchasing that I'm getting, like I'm replacing like a DVD or a Blu-ray, I'm not getting rid of them. I'm just boxing them up and getting them out of the way. It's basically, well, here, let me do this. So you got you got 3D movies here on that little section right there. You got DVDs all the way down, and then CDs, right? And then Blu-rays up there. And then here are all my 4Ks. And that's double-sided, it turns. But and we've done both the Blu-rays and the DVDs. I'm looking at the wrong camera. Both the Blu-rays and the DVDs, I've pretty much done all of them on my shorts. But now I got to go through my 4Ks. There are some 4Ks that I did do shorts for, and I got to figure out which ones those are. Take them, basically leave them on the shelf, and then this is going to be bare here probably in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to start loading them up, doing shorts again. Because, man, shorts are a good way to just drive people to see your channel, right? Doesn't always turn into subs, but it does sometimes. Like there's been some of my shorts have done really well, and I get 3 or 4, all the way up to like 10 subs off of a single short. So that's part of the reason why I keep doing it. But yeah, I'm just boxing them up. I can't get rid of them now. But yeah, I might have been in a bad mood when I saw Django, and that happens, right? I mean, I remember, what's weird is, to me, it's like you can only see a movie the first time once. Of course. But for me, that one time, a lot of times, is cemented in your brain, right? The experience of that. I mean, if you saw Avengers Endgame opening weekend and you had a crowd that was really into the movie, that feeds into your love for that movie, when all the things go down in that movie, it was a crazy experience. It was really fun. And for me, one of the movies that I remember very vividly, because I was getting sick in the middle of it, and getting sick actually made me, it gave the film a different feel than it should have had, was 12 Monkeys. I saw 12 Monkeys opening night, and I was getting sick. And for some reason, it just gave it almost a feverish feel to it. And I remember in the middle of it, it was like I completely forgot I was in a full movie theater. There's something that happens at 12 Monkeys. I've told this story before. I now have. But in the middle of 12 Monkeys, like right in the middle, probably like 2/3, something happens that's, if you know movie history, it's sort of a revelation, and it helps you put things together. I literally went, oh, like I finally figured it out. I finally got the connection. And then I was like, oh, sorry. Because it was loud. It, very quiet movie theater. And I go, oh. Because I don't typically do that in a theater. I don't exclaim, I mean, of course I'll laugh if it's a funny thing or whatever. But I'm not going to sit there and make comments or anything. But it was like, I forgot where I was. Anyway. Yeah. Give Django another shot. It's good. It's a good movie. And Leo, man, holy crap. Holy crap, that performance. So good. It was in a small apartment in my friend's place in a bad neighborhood when I saw it. I mean, I could have done it. Goobens, episode 1. Eggs. Maybe, Christian. Maybe. How dare you not go to the devil? I went to the Devil May Cry sword. You calm down, Ricky. I like Jamie Foxx as a rapper and a comedian, but not sure about as a serious actor. Have you seen Collateral? Because I was sitting there going, I am really impressed with what he's doing here. Because there's not a hint. Jamie Foxx as a person, right? When you listen to him talk in interviews or whatever, he's got a persona, right? None of that is present in his performance. Even when he's joking around, it's different than when Jamie Foxx does it. You know what I mean? It's a nuanced performance. And I was sitting there going, wow, Tom Cruise is good. Wow, Jamie Foxx is good. Wow, Tom Cruise is good. wow, Jamie Foxx. You know, what I mean, I kept going back and forth. They had moments where it was just like totally different than what you expect. You know, if you've seen a lot of their movies, you don't expect Tom Cruise to play this guy the way that he does. And then you don't and then there's other things like even in the commentary stuff that I didn't really pick up on. Even I mean, I've seen the movie multiple times over the years. I had the DVD, right? I saw it in the theater. Had the DVD. I never picked up on there's a look that Tom Cruise gives at one point. I don't want to give it away if you haven't seen it because how many people have seen Collateral? I don't know. But there are moments in that where he does something that you're like, wow, wow, I'd never noticed that before. Really cool stuff. So, Jamie Foxx, man, it's the movie. I'll tell you this: it's the movie that made me a fan of Jamie Foxx and made me want to watch more of his movies. Unfortunately, it may be the, you know, I don't even know what you call it, typecast. You know, hey, we need a funny black guy to be in this part, and so they get Jamie Foxx to do it, and then he plays the same part that he's played. You know what I mean? I like it when he stretches as an actor. You know, Django, sure, he's playing a black guy. You'd say, well, he's just playing a slave. Yeah, but he does things in that movie that he doesn't do in other movies. He is in that movie, he's a powerful actor. In Collateral, it's not it's I mean it there is some, I guess, power to his role, but it's more nuanced than that. It's a layered, realistic performance that he gives. It's amazing. And I love that. I love seeing actors go outside of their comfort zone. And unfortunately, Jamie Foxx has been in a lot of comfort zoney kind of movies, you know? I don't know. I like it when because he's got, if you look at his IMDb, he's a better actor than a lot of those movies give him credit for. If that makes sense. So there you go. More 4K Akira. Yeah, and I think it was Throne of Blood that I was thinking of, but I thought there was another one. I thought they were doing Akiru, and I thought they were going to do if you haven't seen Akiru, by the way, it's not totally not a samurai movie. Toshiro Mifune is not in it. But Akiru is absolutely fantastic. It is great. Oh, I mean I have it up there, but I could just pull up the basically means to live. Mr. Watanabe suddenly finds that he has terminal cancer. He vows to make his final days meaningful. His attempts to communicate his anguish to his son and daughter-in-law lead only to heartbreak. Finally, inspired by an unselfish co-worker, he turns his efforts to bringing happiness to others by building a playground in a dreary slum neighborhood. When the park is finally... That's the whole movie. So I won't read the rest of that. But I love that movie. This movie is great. It's great. And what's his what's the actor's name? Guess I could do that. Takashi Shimura. Man. Fantastic movie. You need to see that. If you're a fan of Kurosawa and you haven't seen Akira, you need to. You've got to see it. You got to. Rashomon 4K. I don't know about Rashomon 4K. I mean, I have. Okay. I do have. I'm trying to think of the ones that I need. I want to get Redbeard, but I want it more than a DVD. I got Bad Sleepwell DVD, and I kind of wished I'd waited for a Blu-ray release. Um, I do. I want Redbeard. I don't have Throne of Blood. It's not my favorite of the uh Kurosawa films, but I do have Rashomon. In fact, I have pretty much all the rest of the Criterion Kurosawas except for Throne of Blood because I love Kurosawa. You gotta watch Akiru. Trust me, you got to. Rob is always a gamer. Ain't not time requirement. Ain't no time. Well, I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Just not. Just not. It's not something that drives me. You know, gaming doesn't excite me the way that it does some people. Like I do get excited when a new Zelda comes out or a new Mario game comes out. I say that. I bought because I never played Super Mario RPG. I never played Super Mario Wonder. Uh, so I have those. Still haven't played them. They're just sitting there. I have a Switch. I have an Xbox. I have a PS5. I have a Steam Deck. And most of the time, what I'm playing on Steam Deck is, Vampire Survivors or Halls of Torment or, just goofy stuff that's kind of just a time waster. I don't know. I feel like modern gaming has gotten so complex and it's so almost unforgiving to where it's like, you have to you have to play this for at least 30 hours to get good at it. I don't have that kind of time. When I hear a game is like super freaking crazy long, it intimidates me and then I put it off and I never play it. I like games that I can just pick up and play and that they're intuitive and they're fun. That's what I like. That's part of the reason why the Switch is absolutely my most played console. Absolutely no question. And it's because of that. And I liked Astrobot a whole lot. Astrobot was great. Deserved its game of the year, whatever. Yeah. So anyway. Didn't know my phone service, T-Mobile, has Netflix and Apple TV for free. I'll be checking some stuff out. That is awesome. I don't have T-Mobile, but that's great. AT&T used to give you HBO Max for free because it was all owned by the same company. Now I got to pay for my Max. But that's the way it goes. I like Jamie Foxx in Amazing Spider-Man 2. I honestly don't remember that one. I mean, of course I saw him in the whatever Spider-Man that was where they all came back. And I enjoyed him there, but I also felt like he was underused. But yeah. I like Jamie Foxx. I just wish he would do more roles that were not just. But then again, it's kind of like saying, I guess you could say in a lot of ways, it's like telling Jim Carrey, "Hey, don't play those funny guy roles. Go do stuff like The Majestic, and Eternal Sunshine. Doesn't always pay the bills, So I mean, I get it. I still need to see the Sonic movies. I haven't seen a single one. Goobins 4K. Those damn Goobins. Wraith. What movie scene sent chills down your spine the first time you saw it? Let me ask a question. Are you talking about fear? Or are you talking about like excitement? Like, oh man, that was really cool. Those oh shit moments, in a movie? Or is it more of like fear, scary stuff? Like what exactly do you mean? We'll come back to that. Okay. Let's see. I want to try out Starlink with T-Mobile. I've honestly, the Starlink stuff sounds amazing. Elon Musk kind of scares me right now because I don't know what the hell's going through that man's head. I don't know what he's on. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But Starlink sounds awesome. And I kind of want to see what it's like. Chasing the Unknown Roundtable was a great video. It's time to do another one with all that has happened since. Yeah, Billy. Return of the Jedi fight scene with Luke and Vader. I mean, that's a good one. That's a good one. Truman Show was good. Truman Show is actually the next movie on my list because I bought it recently in 4K. So I'll be watching that this week. I'll be watching that again. I haven't seen it since it came out. And it was always one of those, it was just like Collateral is one of those where I was like, I need to get that. I need to get that. And then never got, for some reason I got Collateral on DVD, but never got Truman Show. So I got it. I'm going to watch it. So you want both, Wraith. Okay. Kanye, however, well, I mean, yeah. Okay. So a movie that sent chills down my spine the first time I saw it. Scared. One that freaking almost made me come out of my seat was, is it called The Eye? Let me look this up. Is that right? No, it was the original version of The Eye. Yes. From 2002, horror, The Eye. Also known as Seeing Ghosts, is a 2002 supernatural horror film directed by the Pang brothers. What that doesn't help me. Languages: English, Chinese, Thai, Cantonese, Mandarin, Chinese, Hakka. Okay, which one was it? What year did that movie come, or I mean, what country did that movie originate? Anyway, that movie. There is a moment where there's, I won't give anything away in the movie. The movie's great. It's a 6.6 on IMDb. That's crap. This is a good movie. And you might have seen the remake with what's her face? Who? Whoever that is. Nope. Anyway. So there's a scene when she's sitting there at the table doing something, and she looks up, and there's a ghost in the corner, and it's just looking at her. And then the way that it comes toward her, every hair, the chills, oh man, that movie got me good. Like, seriously, in my adult life, I've never been gotten that good. The Eye is always the one that sticks out to me as being the one that freaked me out the most. Now, the one that made me want to come out of my chair because it was so cool, or whatever. Yeah, it's easy. It's when it's in the Dark Knight, when they're moving Harvey Dent, and there's the truck driver, and the cop comes up and says, "Hey, you can't park here," and the Joker comes out of nowhere over that guy and shoots with a shotgun, and then it cuts to an overhead shot, so you don't even see the whole gunshot. You don't see the guy get hit or anything like that. You just see the Joker come out of nowhere and bam, and it's like it cuts on the shot. And for some reason, I literally almost came out of my chair with excitement, because that's the Joker I've always wanted. That movie is, if you can put yourself in that frame of mind the first time that you saw that, and it just ratchets up constantly. They're driving the armored car. There's, something that's leading them down, on not underpass, but I don't know what you call that. The lower level of the thing, and then everything starts happening. things start exploding. Freaking, 18-wheeler drives up with slaughter is the best medicine with in the S is in red, and then it opens up and he's got a come on, man. That whole sequence. And then all the way up until the Joker tries to all the things that happen, right? Think about all that. It's just like I'm sitting there going, like, it's like an extended. It's amazing. I'll just say that. It's amazing. I love it. I love it so much. So when somebody says that The Dark Knight is the best comic book movie ever, I have a hard time arguing with that. Because to me, from that moment, when they're starting to move Harvey Dent, he throws his little. It's like, you can't leave that to chance. He says, "I didn't," and then she looks at the coin, right? From that moment, all the way up until, Gary Oldman shows back up. That is some of the best filmmaking I've ever seen. And I will have a hard time having anybody say anything different because it is masterful. And as for somebody who's a fan of The Killing Joke, that for years back on the Switched On forum, I'll show you this. This was my my avatar was basically this. That was my avatar because I love the Joker as an idea of a character. The character that a villain so bad that the other villains don't even want to work with the guy. I love a villain like that. It's like the other villains go, yeah, he really goes ham, doesn't he? You know what I mean? I love that. So yeah, it was, to me, it was like the culmination. I'm waxing poetic about freaking Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight, but man, again, if you can watch that little clip, it is such, for somebody like me, it's that perfect, it hit that perfect note. It was like somebody, it was almost an involuntary response for me. It's great. But anyway. I got chills in episode 6 when Vader's mask comes down on Anakin and you can see the horror in his eye. Yes, in his eyes. When I saw Predator for the first time and at the end, it's he's arming the Bond and the laughing. I mean, that's, dude, you're talking about, to me, like scary stuff. I've never been a big horror guy. Horror, Ricky, horror, not. I've never been a big horror film guy. So scared stuff, nothing really. I mean, stuff will go, oh, that was pretty effective, but it doesn't actually affect me. It doesn't actually scare me, But a movie like that, where an action scene that's so good, you get almost like an adrenaline rush because it's so awesome. Avengers Endgame had that. I know that it may not be the same for some people, and some people might scoff at it. But man, that whole sequence at the end is such and it's the payoff of what? Almost 15 years worth of movies? And if you've been paying attention and loving those movies as they've come out, it was freaking amazing. But to me, The Dark Knight did it. Dark Knight did it better, in my opinion. As good as Avengers Endgame is, as good as that payoff is, it doesn't, to me, it pales in comparison. But that's because I love the Joker. I've always loved the Joker. The Batman lore. I love Batman. I mean, I have like a whole thing of comics. A whole, what do you call it? A whole thing of Batman comics in there. I love Batman, Batman, Batman. Love Batman. And my Kindle is full of Batman comics. So there you go. The Island of the Island of Dr. Moreau. I never saw. I don't think I ever saw that one. If that's what you're talking about. I always, for some reason, I think of the Island of Dr. Moreau, and then there's the Ghost in the Darkness. And for some reason, I get those mixed up. Ghost in the Darkness is Kilmer and Michael Douglas, right? And then the Island of Dr. Moreau is Val Kilmer and Marlon Brando. Is that the one that you're talking about, Derek? The Eye was great. The remake, not so much. Ring scared the piss out of me. The Ring was okay. The Ring was pretty good. Also seeing the alien queen for the first time in Aliens. Ripley looked around, then up, and we see this enormous, terrifying beast staring down on her. Wraith, yes, that is definitely one of those scenes that's amazing. But it's hard for me to feel that since I've never seen Aliens in the theater. Hopefully, what year is it? 2025? So hopefully next year we'll get the 40-year anniversary of Aliens and we'll get to see it in the theater. Because I think that's what that needs. I mean, the first time I saw it was on 4/3, recorded off of HBO back in probably 1988. So it's a little lessened. Okay, so you've only Island of Dr. Moreau. But see, I never saw that one. I don't think I ever saw Ghost in the Darkness either. That was a good scene. I actually rewatched Gordon Liu as the villain in a Bollywood movie that I enjoyed called Chandi Chok to China with Ash K. Kumar, Deepika, but okay. Are you messing with me? From 2009. Really? Gordon Liu is, man, he's just one of my favorite Shaw Brothers guys. And no Star Fox. Dark Knight trilogy is so good. They're to me, it's like that movie, that trilogy, honestly, peaked with that scene. Because as cool as some of the Dark Knight Rises is, and as much of an impact it made on me personally, that movie, it's nothing comes close to me than that sequence. Like I said, from you can't leave something like this to chance. I didn't. And then she's like, I make my own luck. And then the scene starts. And from there all the way to when Gary Oldman shows up. Hey, I mean, come on. It's so good. Oh, love it so much. Speaking of the switched on forum, when's the latest from you, Brian, and Jerry on the 20th anniversary thing? I'm not sure. I haven't heard from him. I need to reach out to him and see what the whole deal is. Yeah, because the last time I talked to Brian, it was about the 9 Inch Nails debacle. Let's see. I'll ask right now. How about that, Bucho? When Pumpkin Man finally won the boat race after all the things he went through, gave me chills. Oh gosh. I totally forgot. I seriously totally forgot about that until just when you said that. That cracked me up. Oh. No, you don't understand. He's just a man. He just happens to be a pumpkin. And the suits are sitting there going, but why? Look, it's coming of age. It's a trying to fit into the world. It's all those kind of mores, kind of all wrapped up in this pumpkin man. So I texted them, Bucho. We'll see what they say. And Bucho, you and I need to talk because the way that Hope phrased that with like, I'm like, legacy of our appearances on the show. There's legacy. I don't see legacy. That seems like way above what I think of myself. By the way, I'm having a conversation with one person in chat with Bucho about a thing that we were both included on. You guys remember when we did Send in the Clones? Most people are like, what? It was a podcast where Bucho and I went through each and every Clone Wars episode and did a review on it and talked about it. And it's a podcast that Bucho was the man. He put all of it together. We recorded it, but Bucho put it all together, he was the man. He did all of it. And, but we were also invited on this show called J Guys and Jedi with Hope and Chris. And we were also invited on their 400th show. Oh, I think Hope means the legacy of the shows we covered, not the legacy of the J Guys eps we were on. Okay. Well, that makes sense. That makes a little more sense. I was like, we don't really, I think we were on like 2. Like, I don't know if there's legacy to that. But yeah, yes. Yeah. So we're going to be on their 400th episode, I think is what it is. And so we're trying to figure out when we're going to get together and do the thing. So kind of another, and I'll promote it. I'll give you links and everything once I have them. And yeah, it'll be good. I meant to ask you guys this the other day. The weekend is pretty dull for me. After that, I'm pretty open. This weekend is pretty dull for me. After that, I'm pretty open. That's what Brian said. So we'll see what Jerry says. Jerry sometimes takes 2 days to reply to a message. So we'll see what happens. Ghost in the Darkness is an awesome movie. I like Val Kilmer. He's underrated in my eyes. Val Kilmer is one of those where I still need to watch that documentary with him, and I think his son put it together. I still need to watch that because I am a fan of Val Kilmer, and I feel like he got really caught up in his own importance. He did a lot of, in my opinion, forgettable romantic comedy type stuff. I feel like he should have been a huge star. And he really never was. He had some highs. I thought The Saint was fantastic. I thought he was, and if you don't think Val Kilmer is funny, you need to go watch Top Secret because he's great in that. What a great movie. That movie is so good. Tombstone, of course, yeah. Val Kilmer sucks sausage. Well, welcome, Leon. It's nice to get, a breath of fresh air in here, with all of us being so down and welcome, Leon. Good to see you, man. I like the Rising of the Pit scene in Dark Knight Rises. That might be my favorite scene. Very briefly, I'd already seen Dark Knight Rises, and then I went through all of my medical stuff, right? Where I couldn't, I had to learn to walk again. I had to, couldn't leave the house and all that kind of stuff. 7 surgeries over a period of 3 years, all that thing, right? My Crohn's, and then, what is it, 90% of my intestines taken out, right? The recovery was a bitch. And the hardest part, the pain came and went, and the pain was manageable. The hardest part was the mental, because my life was changed. My life was completely different. I watched The Dark Knight Rises again because I like Batman. But him coming out of that hole, out of that pit, did something to me, because it was like, that's me. And this is my new life. I need to get out of this pit. And when I do, you're right, man. That scene is powerful. And it affected me on a completely different level. But man, it is so good. Number 2 is probably the best movie of the 3, especially seeing it for the first time. Yeah, probably. But good stuff. That's a great scene. That's a great scene, Derek. It's a good call out, because I sometimes forget about it, because to me it's completely overshadowed by that insane second movie. But there's some great stuff in there. Oh yeah. I don't know what it is, but it ain't no man. We're all gonna die. Yeah. Come on. Freaking Sunny. Love it. The Doors. I like The Doors. Heat. What did I think about Batman Forever? Okay. So Batman Forever is fine. Like, to me, it's like the first Batman was like pretty dang good, right? I think most people, especially, it's kind of hard to think about those. They feel so archaic in comparison to the Dark Knight trilogy, and then what Zack Snyder did, and you know what I mean? There's been so many different iterations of Batman, and Robert Pattinson's. But Batman 89 was great. It really was great. Batman Returns, to me, I was what? How old was I? I was 16 when that movie came out. For me, it was a step down. Still good, but a step down. Batman Forever was like, I love Jim Carrey. Val Kilmer's okay. Nicole Kidman's amazingly hot. Tommy Lee Jones feels miscast. And overall, the whole thing is kind of okay. It's fine. I like the Seal song. I like the Smashing Pumpkin song. But other than that, the movie's kind of not great. So it's a weird one. Now, I have seen, what is it, the Red Book cut and all that kind of stuff. A bunch of fan edits on it. It's fine. Look, you guys, like, there's people that love Joel Schumacher. I thought he was fine. Like, what's his best movie? His best movie, The Lost Boys? I'm not throwing shade on Lost Boys. I'm just saying it's not the greatest movie in the world. It was fun for the time. And including the sax man. We all know the sax man. Including him. Okay, I get it. But come on, it's not the best movie in the world. That being said, yeah, Batman Forever is pretty good. It's not great. It's fine. But now it feels wrong almost to treat Batman. And Batman and Robin was even worse. But to treat Batman almost like a punchline in a way, And it was really the take that Joel Schumacher and his team wanted to take. And it just, I don't know. Chris, welcome. Did I say hi to you? I don't think I did. But if I didn't, hey, hi. How's it going? Dude, that's insane to go through, and I got a lot of respect for you to get out of that and get stronger. Well, Derek, look, it's one of those situations where, and the story is nuts. It goes, seriously, went from Just real quickly, I'll do it. I weighed 250 pounds and was okay. I'm gonna have to go way back. Hold on. See if I can find this picture. I know I have it in here. Okay, I weighed 250 pounds, and I started doing mixed martial arts. This was me prior. This is me and my dad, by the way. But that was me. That was 2007. I mean, that was a long time ago now. But I was pretty big. I was a pretty big guy. I was trying to find the picture from right before I got sick. I can't seem to find it. A lot of people say, "Man, that doesn't even look like you." Yeah. Um. Oh, there it is. So this is December 2013. I got the gut, got the big fat head. Yeah. So what happened is in October of 2013, I started doing mixed martial arts. And over the next 5 months, I lost 65 pounds. So I got down to 185. That's way too much weight, way too fast. Okay. 5 months, 65 pounds, right? Got down to 185. At the end of March, I had pain in my stomach. My heart rate was like 140 resting. My blood pressure was like 180 over 140. I mean, it was something nuts, right? My body was going into crazy shock. What happened is there was a blockage. What happens is when you lose weight that fast, your intestines, your body cavity shrinks, but your intestines don't. It's part of the reason why they say when you're going to go on a big diet, if you're a big person, whatever, you want to lose weight, you got to lose weight slowly, 5 to 6 pounds a month, not 15 pounds a month every month. I mean, I was losing crazy amounts of weight doing the mixed martial arts stuff. So then going to the hospital, they tell me I have colon cancer, which I didn't. And then, let's see. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks. I had 3 surgeries. Like I said, they took out, 90% of my intestines. I had the bag, the colostomy bag, right? It was scary. Almost died. And so at the end of March, so just think about this. October, 250. March, so 5 months later, 185. By the end of April, I weighed 135 pounds. So I lost 50 pounds in basically a month. And I was really close. And then it's just a weird thing. It's like if I hadn't lost all that weight so fast, I wouldn't have had this problem. But also being in such good shape, because it was like the best shape I've ever been in my life, right? Being in such good shape helped me through the situation, helped me to be strong, helped me to start walking again. They told me, you are not going to walk again. You'll never work again. All that stuff. I was back at work in June. And I was working for, I'll just say it doesn't matter now. It's been years. I was working for Apple at the time. I was contracted through Apple to do gift cards. That's what that picture is from. And they just appreciated me for whatever reason. They appreciated me. So they actually found me a desk job because they knew that I wouldn't be able to lift anything because of, basically they had to cut through my abs. And then again, 7 surgeries over 3 years. Things kept going wrong. I'll just say that. It's because I have Crohn's disease on top of that. So I have to take medication for that. But when something like that happens, you're constantly, looking in the past, and you're going, what did I do? What did I do to deserve this? Why? What is going on? And the thing that helped me was the stuff that I picked up along the way from my movies. And like, I know this might sound stupid, but it was like do or do not, there is no try. I was and then there was, Bruce Lee's teachings, because I was reading a lot of Bruce Lee at the time. And be like water, the water becomes the cup, and it's just it and they love everybody that worked with me. They were just like, your attitude is great. And I'm like, but what's my choice? It's either live or die. And there was a hot what do you call it? It's not hospice nurse. I wasn't that close. At least once I got home, I was fine. Or I wasn't fine, but I was getting better. Yeah, I was getting better. But the nurse that came by every day to do, multiple times a week, I should say, to do, readings and, blood work and all that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't have to go in all the time. He said, your attitude is really nuts, because I have seen people younger than you and that went through a lot less than you just die. They just give up because one thing changes in their life. He said, you have basically had your life be broken apart and you've had to put it back together, and yet you got a smile on your face and you're doing. And I'm like, those people just weren't, they didn't have it up here. But I'm going to tell you, I had my days. When I thought this was it. This is, in fact, I've told this story before too. I know. The people who have been here a while, they're probably like, they're tired of hearing it. But there was a point, man. It was one of the surgeries when they said, oh, that's another thing. The second to last, was it the second to last surgery? I don't even remember when. But basically, I'm in surgery, or I've come out of surgery. I'm recuperating. It's been a couple of days. And they said, okay, so you're not healing right. So you're going to have to go on this thing called TPN. I can never remember what it means. Total parental nutrition. So basically, the only thing that I could eat in a day would be like a small little cup. You know those little cups of mashed potatoes they sell? Like grocery stores? Like Bob Evans? You know what I'm talking about? Little bitty tiny cups. He said that's as much as you can eat a day. You're going to get most of your nutrition through IV, which meant I had to be homebound. And so I didn't have anything more to eat than that little bit for 17 months. I was on that nutrition for 17 months. There were some, when we first started, it was a 20-hour infusion, which meant I'm hooked to something for 20 hours out of the day. Or what? I could be wrong about that. It could be 16 hours. I can't remember. All I know is a long time, and it sucked. Because what's weird is you don't eat, so you don't get that. Your brain gets a little messed up because you're used to the routine of getting up and having your coffee or whatever, and having your breakfast or your lunch or your dinner and all those things. And then on top of all that, there's the social aspect of all that. I didn't have that. I was always like, how like when you're just full, you're not like bloated. You don't feel like bloated, but you're just full. You're like, okay, I'm good. I've had enough. That's what it felt like all the time. When you're on that nutrition, you feel that way all the time. So you're never really hungry. So it messes with your head. You smell the food and you go, I don't want it. But you're getting all your nutrition. There's my scar from my, it's pretty faint now. 2017 was the last surgery, by the way. So yeah, it was a rough time. This went a lot longer than I thought it was going to do. Anyway, I'll wrap up. Yeah, I watched movies that were gonna inspire me, and like, and Dark Knight Rises, I didn't know it was gonna inspire me, but that pit, holy crap, dude, amazing. So yeah, and then let's see, so 2017, my final surgery, my final surgery, getting out and doing things and driving around and stuff, it felt like dude, it felt like I got out of prison. They were like, oh my god, I didn't know that was there, stuff like that, like there was so much had changed in those 3 years, or really that 17 months. Before that, wasn't that bad. And then uh let's see, still working with Apple. Things went bad, and then Billy calls me up in August of 2019, says, hey, we're making this movie. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I gave you your Kickstarter. And he's like, I want you to work on it. I'm like, okay. I read the script, and 3 days later I quit my job. And here we are. And I've written the next one, or at least, turned in drafts toward the next one. And then I'm writing another movie script. So it's life is nuts, dude. So I say, do the thing, man. Don't let the things that we keep putting in our path that are like, like, oh, I can't do this because of that. No. There were so many times when I was like, I cannot believe how much time I've wasted, throughout my life, not doing the things that I want to work toward. And I just say, do the thing, man. You want to do something? Do it. If you want to be creative, be creative. I'm not saying quit your job and, go work on, an independent film with your friends. I'm just saying, try to do the thing, So it gave me a new life. It gave me a new way to look at the world. I mean, I'm definitely a better person than when I went in. It's weird. I'm more patient with people, but I lose my patience with people easier when I know when it's people not trying, or when it's people being mean to other people. I lose patience. When I see somebody cutting somebody off in traffic, I'm like, I want to beat the crap out of that guy and go, stop it. Look, you got your whole colon. What are you worried about? Stop it. Anyway, I'll stop talking about that. Anyway, yeah. Big crazy story. And since you hadn't heard it, it's new to you. There's probably, like I said, there's probably tons of people in chat that are going, yeah. You did the thing, and yeah. Anyway. But I don't say that because it's just a mental thing. The mental is the worst. It is the worst. Because I was constantly, what did I do wrong? I don't know. Now I know what I did wrong, and I'm an idiot, which is also why I go by Rob the Idiot. My Twitch name is Rob the Idiot. That's why. Because I'm the idiot who almost killed himself with popcorn. Yeah, popcorn was what did it, by the way. Anyway. It is powerful, but I don't think that scene needed to be literally 40 minutes long. I'm not sure. Let's see, I'm so far behind. I don't know what we're talking about here. Island of Dr. Moreau and the Richard Stanley documentary. Okay. I really like Batman Forever. It had a different feel to it, which I think made people not like it as much. I really like the psychology concept tie-ins. No, and I can appreciate that. But it's kind of like, to me, it's like a Ridley Scott movie that looks amazing, but it never really comes together. To me, Gladiator 2 is one of those movies that doesn't really come together very well. It's beautifully shot. It's seamless. The CG is crazy. Like, it looks really, really good, but it never really comes together. And I feel like Batman Forever is one of those just never came together. Lost Boys was insanely overhyped when I finally watched it. Okay, Falling Down. I forgot about Falling Down. That's a good one. 8mm. Wow. Somebody actually came in and asked for 8mm at Blockbuster. And I mean, you mean 8mm? And they're like, yeah, whatever. I'm like, it's right over there under the eights. You know, the number 8. Anyway, Marvel Rivals. Not Gary, welcome. Good to see you. Ms. Moon. Hi, Ms. Moon. Good to see you. Good to see you. And yeah, the AI got me. Boy, got me good. Flatliners. I mean, these are some pretty good movies, but A Time to Kill. Okay, A Time to Kill is good. Definitely A Time to Kill is good. Did you used to be Mexican? Mexicant? I'm not sure what that is in reference to. I wish I had context, you know? And it's not your fault. You're responding to something I say and you're like, "Hey," and then I go back to it. I'm like, "I don't know what that means." Sorry. Genuinely scary stuff. Glad you're still here and doing so well. Movie Mike, thank you, man. Thank you. Heroic recovery. I mean, I wouldn't say that. A heroic recovery would be me being in the best shape of my life now. But I'm not, because I got a lazy brain. And sometimes I just sit instead of doing something I should be doing, which is getting, working out. And of course, we still have a 24-mile hike to get ready for. The Grand Canyon. When we get closer, it's going to be nuts. It's like 8 miles down, 12 miles across, and then 4 miles up. I don't know what it is. It's a lot. It's crazy. And we're doing that in September. So I got to get going. You showed incredible resilience during that ordeal. Well, I mean, Miss Moon, I'm not sure if it's just a lot of his stubbornness, but it was also I learned from the best. I learned from Yoda and Bruce Lee, and that's what did it. You must have built up a lot of determination and willpower from all of that. It's hard to do so without actually being forced to go through something like that. I mean, sure. I mean, yeah, but no. Like, I definitely have. I mean, everybody has their weaknesses, like tin roof ice cream for Bluebell. It's good. I want it. And if I had it, I'd eat the whole thing. It's weird. That's another thing that's really weird. Okay. So 250 to 185 down to 135. And now I'm back up to I'm like 181, right? But I should be like 165. I've got some stuff I can get rid of. You know what I mean? What's weird is for the longest time, I was like a fat guy in a thin guy's body. And it was like, but I want the big, huge, crazy burger, but I can't eat the big, crazy burger. If I eat the big, crazy burger, it's going to hurt me. It's literally going to hurt me. But it's like that fat guy still living in here. And it's weird. It's weird. But I don't know. I didn't watch Dark Knight Rises because of the shooter. I felt bad that I liked a movie that inspired that type of person. It's funny because I got really angry when that happened. And I remember, I don't know. I think I was still doing I don't know. I can't remember. It's been too long. But I remember saying, like, I mean, it's tragic and all that, but what made me so mad was that somebody would think that doing that in the real world, being that agent of chaos, it gave the whole thing a bad name. It gave fiction a bad name. And it's like, because in a lot of ways, I looked up to the Joker in the way that the character's created. I would looked up to like I love the character of the Joker because of that. He's that agent of chaos. He's the guy that nobody wants to be around. The bad guys, the good guys, nobody likes him. but he's just like, ah, and he just does his thing, right? The fact that that guy did that, it just made me mad. And it made me mad because, you know, I'm not, I'm not the super religious guy, right? That's my church. The movie theater has always been my place, you know? And for somebody to do that in my place, you know, just like, screw you, buddy. You know what I mean? Wait, what? The popcorn did it how? Okay. um, think of a water hose, right? Regular water hose. Now put a kink in it. Okay. Well, normal people have bends in their intestines. What I had was diverticulitis on top of Crohn's disease. Diverticulitis, what that is when seeds, when popcorn kernels get stuck in these little nooks and crannies, they get infected. Well, what happened with me is it was a perfect storm. Diverticulitis, I'd lost a bunch of weight, my body cavity was compressed, my intestines were kinked, it formed a basically a pocket of infected, swollen, nothing was moving through, danger. And then it ruptured. And when it ruptured, I went septic, and that's how I almost died. So it was it I'm I forget that that's a joke in my head. I was like, because I even said it like years later. We were in Sam's, and there was, you know how like they sell little things of popcorn or whatever. There was a table set up, and they're all like, "Hey, buy our popcorn." And she's like, "Would you like to try our popcorn?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll try it." So I took a bite. I was like, "Oh, that's pretty good." She goes, "Would you like to buy a bag?" I said, "No, popcorn tried to kill me," and then walked off. And my wife is cracking up because, you know, she's been through all the stuff that I have on the other side of it. And she's like, "That lady must be like, what the hell did that mean?" But that's what happened. That's the popcorn was the catalyst, but there were a lot of things that went into play that made the whole thing happen. Anyway, thanks for sharing that. Mental attitude can make a big difference in your recovery process. It's the hardest part. And a lot of people will just give up. And what happens is when you give up, here's the weird thing. It was uh it's actually kind of hard to talk about, but it was like one of the last surgeries, right? When they told me I had to do the 17-month the nutrition. I'm in the room alone, and of course, it's probably, you know, my wife or whoever was there. I was in the room alone, and I was sitting there looking, like, just looking at the ceiling, going, "This is going to be a long, hard road." And I said, "I don't know if I can do this." And what was weird is I felt and this could have been just me imagining it, but I remember feeling like my body wanted to give up. And when I felt that, I felt this, it was almost like a weird weight had been lifted, but not in a good way. And then I got pissed off. I said, "No, no, this isn't going to kill me. This isn't over. I'm not done." And I remember the what ended up happening at that point was that it was like, "Okay, you need to sit down." You know, you need to not be walking. You walking is good, but you need to not be walking so much. I was like, I'm getting back. And of course, you know, when you're on nutrition and hooked to a basically, it almost looked like I don't think we have them anymore, but they, you know, they're like big, huge bags. Uh, and then they're kind of in almost like trying to think like a, some sort of almost like backpack material, but it folds up and it snaps so you can carry it with a handle, almost like a suitcase, you know? So like, because here's the thing, I had still had the bag, right? Uh, oh no. I didn't have the bag at this point. So what would happen is I wouldn't have to go I would have to go to the bathroom a lot, but I would have to pee a lot. So I would have to get up and go pee, right? So you'd have to carry this bag, and then it's on my left, right? Yeah, it was a challenge. It was just all a challenge. But it's all man. So much of it is up here. I just didn't want to give up because once I felt that, when I felt my body say, "Oh," I was just like, "No, that ain't happening." Someone came in asking for 8mm, and I said, "There's a lot more than that in the M&M's packs." Vinny, what's going on? What is going on? Good to see you. Also, what's with working out? I've never done it before. Getting through that is heroic. Don't sell yourself short. No, heroic is saving someone's life. So heroic is doing something for others, you know? Heroic is doing the right thing, not because somebody's watching over you or not because you might be getting some eternal prize. No, doing the right thing because it's the right thing to do, that's heroic. Integrity, courage, those are heroic things. What I did was merely survive. That's it. And I mean, people have said that to me before. It's like, that's no. All I did was survive. I was stubborn enough to get my ass up and say, no, I'm not giving up. And I mean, look, they told me, in fact, I had a dietitian that was, we talked every 2 weeks because she would go over my numbers with me and say, okay, you need to watch your sodium. Because I mean, I could still drink things. So I could still drink like Gatorades and waters and things like that. She goes, watch your sodium intake. So maybe get a G0 next time, not a regular Gatorade, things like that. But we just got to talking and became friends. And she was just like, you need to go on like a tour and tell that story to people that are having issues or whatever, because you have a way of getting to the, and I'm like, no hero. Just a dude who almost killed himself with popcorn. What? How is that? No. I don't know. I just don't think it's that big thing. In your larger days, Pix, your hair looks crazy dark and you look like you could be in one of those gangs in Breaking Bad. You look completely different is basically what I'm trying to say. Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah. I mean, my hair was, well, it was dark brown. Now I'm all gray and stuff. Oh, I didn't show the picture of what I looked like after the surgeries. Damn, I should have showed you that. I showed you the big pictures, then I didn't show you the aftermath. And I mean, if anybody wants to say, "Oh, yeah, you're plenty thin now." I was in this one of these pictures, I'm 25 pounds lighter than I am right now. And I'll tell you, man, that first time seeing myself in the mirror, scary. So yeah, this is me at about 160. So I am really, really thin there. So yeah, really thin. So that was June 2014. So I had gotten out of the hospital at the end of April 20th, something like that. So that's June 14th, June 13th, June 23rd, 2014. Which is crazy to think that that's 11 years ago now. But I was darker there. I mean, I barely have any gray in here. And this is still dark. Just trying to find another picture, but I can't. This is November 2014. So there you go. Anyway, there you go. Brock Lesnar had diverticulitis and it almost done him in too. Yes. Yeah. We went through very similar things, but he had a better doctors to start with. I did not. In fact, my doctors in the first three surgeries, my doctors thought that I was going to sue them. And I mean, even like my dad and my in-laws, they were all like, "Yeah, you need to sue those guys." And I'm like, I'm alive, aren't I? Like, you're alive because you're a stubborn son of a bitch. It's not because it's not because they didn't do wrong. They did wrong. And I'm like, so I didn't. I feel like that might be a thing. That might be like some weird karma. Maybe that's why I got to quit my job and work on a movie and, you know, do YouTube for the last 5 years. Maybe that's why. I don't know. My grandmother actually died from an intestinal abscess that ruptured and became septic. She was almost 90 and had a host of other issues, though. You were very fortunate to recover. Yeah. The crazy thing is, if this had been instead of 2013 or 2014, if it was 2004, I don't think I would have survived. I don't know if surgeries or if they would have been able to do what they did, because there was some crazy stuff that they were able to do. Billy needs to go and speak to kids on how to transform. Kenny Omega. I'm not sure who that is. And Vinny, thank you. Thank you. But hey, let's get back to movies, shall we? We have 30 minutes left in the show, and we haven't done any of the news or really anything. I just wanted to look here. Let's just real quick. Let's do this. This is coming out Friday. I mean, this Friday we have Captain America, Brave New World. We have Paddington in Peru coming out. But this is coming out on Apple TV Plus. And here's the thing. You got Miles Teller, Anya Taylor-Joy, Sigourney Weaver, a film directed by Scott Derrickson. If you don't know who Scott Derrickson is, he did Sinister. He did Doctor Strange. He did Black Phone. I really like Scott Derrickson as a director. So in a way, it's kind of a bummer that his movie's going straight to Apple TV Plus, but it's going to be on Apple TV Plus this Friday. So I wanted to bring that up. And then also, the absolute winner of, at least when it comes to trailers from the Super Bowl, Thunderbolts definitely won. I love this freaking poster. And of course, this is, referencing something that was in that trailer. This is probably, I definitely want to see Superman more. I'm more curious about how Superman's going to go, but I'm really excited about seeing this. So I wanted to bring that up. So yeah. I saw Leave the World Behind and it was pretty bad. Yeah, it really is. No, Paddington in Peru comes out this week. It's been out there for like 2 months, right? In the UK. We'll see, we got Billy and Jay talking, but no Jerry. Two different conversations. But yeah, yeah, I want to see Paddington in Peru, but I already have my tickets for Captain America. And I also, the movie The Monkey, which Osgood Perkins, who did Long Legs, I haven't seen Long Legs yet. I think I'm going to rent it either tonight or tomorrow and watch it so I can kind of have an idea of who I'm dealing with, because I haven't seen anything from Osgood Perkins before. And I know there's some people hate it. Some people like it. I need to see it. And then The Monkey is coming out next week, but tomorrow night is a like a early fan screening. So look in your area. If you are wanting to see The Monkey, you can see it a whole week early. Yeah, I'm gonna go watch The Monkey tomorrow night, do a review for that, and then the next night do a review for Brave New World. And no one can stop me because Thunderbolts is going to upset me as it has my favorite Marvel character in. I'm not confident they will do him justice. When they replace Steven Yeun, I lost faith. Yeah, and that's the problem, is that they're really, and I mean, you know this as well as anybody. Movies and comic books are two different mediums. They're going to have different takes. I mean, Civil War was completely different than the Civil War that was in the comics. So many different things. They go, okay, we're going to do our version of this story. I know what you're talking about, but I'm still excited. I think the movie looks fun. So, I'm excited to watch The Monkey. Curious what direction they go from the short story. Yeah, see, I haven't read the short story, but I know it's Osgood Perkins directed. It's based on a short story by Stephen King and starring Theo James, who, in my opinion, should be on the short list for the next James Bond. Yeah, I said it. What are you going to do about it? No, I just love Theo James. I think he's great. The Gentleman was so good. And it's like, why is this guy not a star? Like a big star. Can you do a review of your butt? I mean, it's honestly kind of flat, you know? It's not a I'll also say, and I'm not trying to be gross, but it's also not a very muscular butt. It's more of I don't know, a guy that used to be kind of porky, but I need some tightening. I'll just say that. We need to tighten this shit up, you know? And that's what I'm trying to work on. Hank Hill bottom. Yeah, grandpa butt. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's the thing. I'm getting up there. I am getting up there in age, you know? But I'm too young for grandpa butt. So, but I'm excited. Look, for The Monkey, I'm excited. I'm excited because it looks fun. It looks like a really fun movie. So, yeah, look forward to a review of that tomorrow night. We're going to see The Monkey next week. Saw Companion the other day. Pretty good. Yeah, the Companion's good. Companion, like I said, it's not the best, but it's really good. Like, it's got a lot of really good ideas in it, and there's a lot of it that I like. It deserves better than, you know, how little it's being, talked about. I mean, to me, that's the way that Strange Darling was, but apparently a lot of people didn't like Strange Darling. I didn't realize that. I thought Strange Darling was one of those movies that everybody was going to love because it's so freaking good. But we had Vinny say that he didn't like it. We had Carbonite say that he just thought it was okay. I love Strange Darling. I thought it was like fantastic. Strange Dumpling. I stopped watching trailers for movies. Glad I did for that one. Yeah. Yes. Absolutely, Leon. Because that last trailer gave away, it made almost the first 20 minutes of that movie pointless. Yeah. Got a bail, gang. Hopefully Rob loves us enough to still be streaming in 90 minutes or so, in which case I'll be back. Otherwise, catch you mofos down the line sometime. Bucho, we got about 30 minutes left. Okay? We got about 30 minutes left. Because I can't take the constant talking. But hey, let's get into some of the news. I believe it was Carbonite, I believe, that posted this. Okay, well, that doesn't really show you much. But Robert McCammon's Swan Song is finally being adapted for TV. Finally being adapted. And Russell Rothberg will write, executive produce, and serve as showrunner for Swan Song. So he did Bates Motel. He did Apple TV's Foundation. He did the Peacock limited series Long Bright River. Walking Dead alumni Greg Nicotero is also along for the ride. So basically what this is here, let's just go down here. Following the U.S. government's nuclear showdown with an unprecedented malevolent enemy, The world as it was is gone forever. In its place, a society whose remaining citizens are caught in a life and death struggle to stay alive in a wasteland born of rage and fear, populated by monstrous creatures and marauding armies. One small girl offers a glimmer of hope against a supernatural being hell-bent on the planet's destruction. I enjoyed this book. I read it. In fact, it was Grindhead Jim that said, dude, you got to read this. So I put it on the list. I read it. I enjoyed it. Here's the thing, though. As much as I did enjoy reading it, when I saw this news, I'm like, oh, yeah, that was... I had to look up the synopsis again because I completely forgot. There are very, very similar... There are a lot of similarities between Swan Song and The Stand. So when people look at the two of them, they'll go, yeah, well, that's just this. I mean, yeah, you could say that, but Swan Song has a lot that's different that I really enjoyed. So, I mean, yeah, it's another post-apocalyptic, whatever, but it's good. It's good. I missed the last couple and I'm late tonight. Lame. Bonobo Juice. You're like freaking Gandalf, man. You're not late. You're not early. You arrived precisely when you meant to. Well, stop talking and let us just talk for once. God. Sorry. Hey, I mean, it is a thing. I wanted to bring this up. I thought this was, again, I typically don't like to talk about movies that are I don't like to talk about movies until they're about ready to start, like, oh, we're getting into whatever. But I thought this is cool. Amy Adams and Javier Bardem in a Cape Fear TV series. Now, I don't know if you've seen the original Cape Fear with Robert Mitchum and Gregory Peck. And then there was the Martin Scorsese sort of remake with Nick Nolte and Robert De Niro. But this is kind of interesting. Amy Adams and Javier Bardem is playing what's his name? Katie? What's the Max Cady, I think is his name. The character's name. I'm down for this, and I think it's cool news. So I wanted to bring it to your attention. Hey, they're doing this. It's kind of cool. That's what I say to my wife. I came precisely when I meant to. Got to head out as well, but glad I got a chance to catch you live. Take care, y'all. Ms. Moon, thank you so much. And trust me, I will be there. Hopefully on the Game Dave stream, but I will have a review to do. So I'm going to be getting home from Captain America and then doing a review and then jumping on Game Dave. So I'll see you there. Trust me. I'll see you there. Yeah. Gandalf. Against TV adaptations of movies generally. Yes, but look, they've been doing it a lot lately. I mean, apparently that Presumed Innocent with Jake Gyllenhaal was actually pretty good. I haven't watched that yet. It's been on my to watch list and I just haven't. I mean, I caught up with Severance. I'm actually surprised that I was able to do that lately because I've just been, I don't know, man. TV series lately, there's just not been anything that's like, oh, I gotta see this. But hey, that's the thing. I did also want to bring this up because I think it's really interesting. So the AMC A-List. Does anybody subscribe to AMC A-List currently? Because I didn't realize how good of a deal this was. Okay? So AMC A-List is basically a kind of a loyalty program, but it's like, hey, you pay so much per month and you get to see so many movies, right? With Cinemark, I pay a small sum. I get one free movie a month. And I also get discounts on popcorn, drinks, stuff like that, right? For us, it's worth it because we do have a couple of Cinemarks near us. And, it's just easier, right? And you don't have to pay the convenience fees and all that stuff. With A-List, here in Texas, currently, this is before all this, 3 movies a week for $19.95 a month. You can see IMAX, you can see Dolby Vision or Dolby Cinema. Basically any of the 3D, any of the ups or whatever. Yeah, those 3 movies a week count. That is an insane deal. Now, here in Texas, it's going from $19.95 to apparently $25.95. But you get 4 movies a week now. It's a deal if you watch more than 2 movies a month. So what I'm thinking, this is something I need to be doing. I need to be going to the movies more often. Now, the problem is I don't really have any AMC super close to me because of where I live. So it's going to be kind of a hike for me. But I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it because that's part of the reason why I didn't watch A Complete Unknown, the Brutalist, A Real Pain. You know, movies that I was like, I have to pay for those. You know, something like this, I can justify $26 a month to go watch as many movies as I want to go freaking see. I can go watch all the things. I kind of like that. So I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to do it. But just in case you were interested, there you go. The monthly, let's see, here we go. So yeah, New York and California, $27.99 a month. And then, $19.99 to $25.99. Because currently it's $19.95 for me. And if it only goes to $19.99, dude, it's even more of a bargain. That's nuts, man. That's a killer deal. That's a killer deal. That's cheap. One movie ticket costs $15 over here. Yeah. And yeah, no subscriptions currently. I have a lot. I do have a lot. I'm trying to watch Captain America this weekend for a skin on Marvel Rivals. I had to turn off A Real Pain. Oh, really? I just love, what's his name? Actually, I like Jesse Eisenberg too, but Kieran Culkin, I really love him. You'll lose money on gas for the savings, but go for it if you want to. I don't think so. Dude, seriously, it will make sense. You know what? That's actually a good. I get about 13 miles a gallon. And it costs me about $3.20 a gallon. So 13 miles. It is. Okay, how many miles? How many miles, dude? 25 miles. So you're looking at it costing me roughly $6.40 every time to it. Wait a minute. No. Wow, that's actually a really good point now that I think about it. Because that's going to cost me $12 just to drive there. I don't know. What if I put it in eco mode and I get about 20 miles per gallon? Then we're looking at what it does is it's a button that basically turns my 6-cylinder into a 4-cylinder. It does, and it works. I just very rarely ever put it in that. I don't know, man. That's a great point, Matt. I called you Max. Show's on. It's a great point though. I guess you know what it is. You could just make your foot lighter. Don't be silly. Um, but see, I don't think about it that way typically because but that definitely needs to be that yeah. Just remember to turn on eco mode when I'm going to the movies. Yeah. I also wanted to watch it for Culkin, and I don't mind Eisenberg usually, but I just couldn't keep watching it. It was wank. Well, Leon, I'm still going to watch it because you and I have very different tastes in movies. Sometimes we agree. Like sometimes it's actually like crazy how close our brains work when it comes to a certain movie. But then there's another movie where it's like you are like polar opposite. It's so weird. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Friendship. It looks like a movie length. I think you should leave sketch. That weird humor is right up my alley. Yeah, but it looks strange. I need to see another trailer of that. I watched the trailer of that for that too. I don't know. And what's his name? Tim Robinson. He's really hit or miss for me. Like a lot of people think, oh man, he's just the funniest guy I've ever seen. I'm kind of like, he's okay. He's no Paul Rudd. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. It's only 1995. AMC charges their subscription if you want to view it in multiple weeks, I think. Multiple states. Ah. Never mind, it's 25. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to look it up to see what the actual thing is. But the thing is though, here's the thing. So paying for this, the monthly fee, would come out of my money. But gas comes out of our money. But there's the whole thing of knowing that now that it's going to cost me about is that can't be right. Because if I get 13 miles to the gallon on, and that's when I'm driving the worst. That's I don't always drive this way. But 13 miles a gallon and it's 25 miles away. Yeah, that's like 650 per trip. And then 650 on the way back. The $13 on top of whatever else cuz I'm just driving. Wow. How have I guess I just don't typically think of that because I don't pay for gas. You know what I mean? It comes out of our cumulative account. You know what I mean? So it's like a different pool of money for me. Hmm. I complain about my 10 miles per gallon on my truck and 14 to 16 on my Blazer, yet I drive the Lexus to where I get 14 to 17 when it should get 20. Agreed. Some people like dunes, some people have taste. And Rufus. Hi, Rufus. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you. I hope you are well. Did you ever see Vivarium, Jesse Eisenberg movie? It was a good. I did not see Vivarium. You get only 13 miles per gallon. That's worse than. Well, let's see. Um. Hmm. Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think I've ever gotten 32. It probably gets around 16 to 17. And then if I'm driving really good, I'll probably get the 20, 23, 24. I don't think that's even close to correct. It's just not. Oh, and by the way, when you're hooked to an IV for 17 months and you don't eat any food, you save a lot of money, which is how I was able to get this car. I got that car in June of 2017 after I'm released out in the world and I can eat food and all that kind of stuff. This was my I didn't die prize was the 2014 BMW. It was awesome. Am I flooring it? I mean, sometimes. I don't honestly know what I get. But I'm pretty sure. Let me do some maths. That would be two. Okay. It looks like I average around 18 to 20. Wow. Okay. I don't know what's going on with this Billy and Jay stuff, but I'll have to read into that later. But yeah. So I mean, it's not really that bad because I do drive a lot, from here in the city, But yeah, I get around. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad you didn't die, Rob. Hey, thanks, Rufus. I always love it when people don't want me to die. Since I Uber or walk, distance or weather are factors for going to theater for me. Also caught a cold, so I picked up some premium digital movies. Look, man, dude, every Tuesday, every Friday, the sales go up and I check every single Tuesday and every Friday. And I haven't bought a movie in a long time, but I like seeing what's going on sale. So yeah. Put a big spoiler on your car and you get better gas mileage. I mean, I have a spoiler, but your car drives way more comfortable than my BMW. I think my suspension might be buggered. What did you Ricky, are you saying that my car sounds great? Because it really does. Let me see. Do I have Do I still have that video? Um let's see. You can't really hear it, I don't think. Oops, sorry. And then here I'm about to turn a corner. Oh, no. Here I'm at Do I hit it? That's not very interesting, actually. But there you go. Yeah, Rob, your car sounds great. Um, I have, yeah, I did it. Those are all from the GoPro. I slapped a GoPro on the outside. It's a 2014 BMW M235. Um, yeah, and it's lowered a little bit. Y'all have seen my car, right? Um, let me see. Let me see. How do I? Yes, yes. There it is. Oops, that's not. Can you see that? Okay. Is that good? Yeah, it's cool. It's cool, and that's actually where it's clean. Um, So yeah, it's a cool car. But it's definitely, I mean, it's what, technically 2014's come out the end of 2013, so you're looking at a 12-year-old car now. My ex sounded like that in the bathroom. It didn't work. After how much work it took to replace my starter on my Lexus, I might just sell it and get another car instead. Dude, the 2 Series are so great, but and I really want to move up to I really wanted a 4 Series, just a 435, a used one, not even an M, just a 435, and I hate the way the front ends look now. So, oh, and the new Corvettes are amazing, amazing. My M4 brand new is like 100K. No, not an M4. Because you can get, there's a, don't they have an M435 or 435 with the M package? I think they do. So it's kind of like, that's what mine is. It's not an M. It's not an M2, because M2 started at 80 or 60 or 80. Mine was much less than that. Because it's a basically a regular 2 Series, but with some souped up M stuff. So, new BMW front ends are horrendous. Yes. 320i. I think they have the M series for the 4s. Oh, I mean, well, I don't know if it's M435 though. You know, I don't know. Look, here's the thing. We also have a deal, my wife and I, that we trade off cars, right? It's her turn next, because she's got a 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee. So she got her car first. So I got to wait for her to get her car, then I can get a new one. But I probably should make a little money first. But anyway, this was, I believe Shozama, put this out there on, I could be wrong. I forget all the things. So whoever posted this, thank you. I think it was Shozama, but I could be wrong. Consumer Reports. This was interesting about physical media and what people keep, what people play, all that kind of stuff. This is really interesting. Really interesting stuff. So with audio, 45% still listen to CDs? That's shocking to me that people still buy. Like, I can't even remember the last CD I bought. And I'm I have stuff that can play them. You buy CDs all the time? Okay. But 20% use a digital music player like an iPod or a Zune? That's crazy to me. I can't believe 5% still use 8 tracks. And then 41% use, I'm guessing, digital. But that's nuts to me. And then this next one, video gear. So look at this. Visual media Americans have used in the past year. DVDs or Blu-rays, 49%. That's still pretty high. VHS, 15. Now, I don't know why they included classic video game systems in here, but apparently 14% still use retro video game systems. 9% use film camera. 9% use a video camera or a camcorder. 4% still use a TiVo. 4% still use a film slide projector, and 3% use a Laserdisc. And then 40% use none of these. But this one right here gives me hope that if people are still watching Blu-rays and DVDs, I think we're going to be good on physical media for a bit. I mean, look, it's still going that way. But hey, I'd say that's pretty good. Because, I mean, like, hello, I still like my physical media. My Kill Bills, my Jackie Brown. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. But I also wanted to bring this up. This will be the last of the news. This has nothing to do with movies. This has to do with, well, the other stuff.
It is with profound honor that I have been entrusted by Speaker Mike Johnson and Chairman James Comer to lead the House Oversight Task Force on Declassification of Federal Secrets. Together with the help of the White House, our intelligence allies, the Department of Defense, the Department of Justice, we will be conducting investigations into the following: the assassinations of JFK, RFK, and Dr. Martin Luther King, unidentified aerial phenomena, also known as UAPs, unidentified submerged objects, also known as USOs, the Epstein client list, the origins of COVID-19, and the 9/11 files. This task force will be a beacon of bipartisanship. On the Republican side, Representatives Burchett, Boebert, Burleson, Crane, Gill, and Mace will be joining me, although I'd like to note that I'm expanding this to the entire governing body and will be allowing certain members to waive on. Our first hearing is set for March. The date will be announced soon, and we've already initiated close to a dozen communications with various agencies, to include Pam Bondi at the Department of Justice and the Secretary of State. This will no longer be a task force that makes bold promises only to fade into irrelevance or send strongly worded letters. This will be a relentless pursuit of truth and transparency, and we will not stop until the American people have the answers they deserve. We will cut through the bureaucracy, challenge the stonewalling, and ensure that the American people finally get the truth that they have been denied for too long. If we are to endure and thrive as a nation, we must restore trust. Trust.
Sorry. Okay. So the government is going to tell us what the government has been keeping secret. I mean, look, I would love to believe that all of the intentions are there, and yeah, we get answers. But I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. Like, what makes you think that that things are different now? And that all those CIA guys and the whoever's holding on to all the secrets is going to go, well, we've never been asked before. I guess we have to come clean now. I mean, look, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But oh my God, Chloe in Wonderland is on. I mean, I know, right? Yeah, Wraith. I just don't. Yeah, I don't know. And Bonobo, you forgot the Zune. You forgot the Zune. How can you forget the Zune? I never had a Zune. I had an iPod. The first one that I had was an iPod Mini, I believe it was, and it was a 4 gig. And I felt like, oh my God, I can fit all the things on here. And now I have a 128 gig phone that is way thinner than my iPod Mini was back in 2005. Just crazy. It's crazy how far we've come in such a short amount of time. It really is. But yeah. Let's see. Love him or hate him, let's go. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Yeah, Mulder and Skull. I mean, look, here's the thing. I just don't know. Wasn't the reasoning that anybody involved is long gone now, so it shouldn't matter? Well, yeah, but do you think that I don't know, the look that, let's say, members of the FBI and the CIA were complacent, or maybe helped with the cover up? Doesn't that hurt the FBI and the CIA? What if some rich mogul has something to do with a thing, and he's friends with another rich mogul guy who knew of the thing? This guy's dead, but this guy's still alive. I mean, look, there's a lot of questions, right? And I mean, Epstein list, I don't know. They will reveal the truth about Mac and Alf. Trust us. Nothing to see here. Yeah, I wonder how much of this is going to be going, hey, we couldn't find anything. I mean, we tried. I had a 40 gig iPod with a scroll wheel thing. See, I got the smaller ones. I never got like a big boy, you know? I just like the smaller ones. So I had an iPod, whatever, it was like this big. Wait, it was like this big. It was like that thick. And it was the mini. And then when they got really thin, where they were like that, I had one of those. And at that point I moved to the iPhone. So, yeah. Zoom was way better than iPod because I didn't need to use Apple Music and reformat all the files. I didn't have to reformat any of my files for my iPod mini back in the day. But hey, I don't know. What do I know? I would sync podcasts to it every morning before work. I never had to. I don't know what y'all are talking about. Reformatting. I never had to reformat a thing. And I was using them in 2005. All the way through 2009 or so. Because I bought, the first iPhone I bought was the iPhone 3G. So, yeah, I don't know. I have 1 terabyte of storage on my phone. I know it's not. That's right. I'm more interested in all the crazy money wasters that's been revealed. The America Show is my favorite entertainment channel on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. All the info, got to take it with a grain of salt. I use the iPod video for all the skate videos I could find and download. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, I had an iPod video, I think, too. I can't remember. The fact that nobody has been arrested over the Epstein list yet is absurd. Yeah, they'll release it all, but half will be blacked out, right? So it's kind of like one of those things where I'm like, and the thing is man, again, with the UAP stuff keeps being said, and you know, a bunch of different people saying this, or this and this and this and that and whatever, blah blah blah. I'm tired of hearing people talk. If you don't have footage or video, or well, that is video. If you don't have footage or pictures, I'm just not interested. I'm not interested in hearing any more stories. I've heard enough. I believe there are definitely things that I believe, but I'm done listening to yet another person say, "Yeah, well, I can bring him down using the power of my own brain." Great. Where's the footage? That's all I got to say. I'm getting not upset about it or angry about it. Just tired. Just tired. Like I said, there was a video that came up in my feed that said, we have video. Okay, make with the video. If you watch that, guaranteed there's no video. It's one dude telling a story. Great. Don't need to hear any more stories. Doesn't matter who it is. I'm ready for footage. Yes. If Representative Luna doesn't get any footage, words don't mean anything anymore. Yeah. There's no water left. Lakes are way too drained. What is y'all talking about? Oh. Okay. Didn't they release 2,400 pages of new stuff yesterday on Kennedy? I don't know. I don't know. Why did the Mac family shoot that kid in the wheelchair? I've never seen it. You talking about Mac and me? What are y'all talking about? What is that? I didn't have to reformat anything on my iPod video. Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm like, what are y'all talking about reformatting stuff? Is that what somebody said? Yeah, Mac and me. Okay, okay. Uh, but yeah, like, was that like, what do you call that? Um, like propaganda against the iPod? Because I had seriously like the iPod in 2005, I never had to reformat anything. All my MP3s worked, all my videos worked. I had no problems. Oh, you had to sync it with Apple Music. Okay, I see what you're saying. But I mean, I guess I could see how that would be frustrating if you're not a Mac user. But I had a Mac. So I plugged it up. All my music's in Apple Music or in iTunes anyway. And I drag it over. Done. So Apple Music would only play those specific file types. Not true. Mm-mm. My iTunes played every file I had. I had no problem. In fact, I have iTunes Match, which not many people have anymore. But basically, all of my bootlegs, all of my live, like that I've got over the years, live concerts from the soundboards and stuff like that I have, I still have them in my Apple Music because iTunes Match, it looks at the file and go, yeah, we don't have that. So we'll upload that for you. There you go. Because it's not an official, it's how I have my own music in the cloud. Straight up 192 kilobit, whatever MP3. No big deal. I've never had a problem. I don't know what you're talking about with the MP3s. I don't know what kind of janky MP3s you had. Mine were, crystal clean, Kazaa and Napster MP3s. Let's see. Now I get old people on Facebook acting like arbitrary activists. I mean, everybody's an activist these days. Come on. Didn't he call for unredacted, or did I imagine that? Yeah, the Space Force stuff, I'm not sure about, Leon. I just don't know. I don't know what it is. Yeah, where's the freaking footage, man? You guys have been talking a lot. And I don't know about anybody else, but I'd rather see a UFO flying around than those old men talking. So, you could probably say the same thing about me. In which case, you know what? It's probably time that I should wrap up the show. Let's get caught up, and then we'll head out for the week. JFK movie is so good. Dude, the Donald Sutherland scene is badass. We're getting so inundated with schizo stuff, the truth feels fake. Constant new Diddy accusations don't even feel real. I mean, it's just, there's so much. There's so many people getting, dude, booktuber. Okay? I know people probably don't even know who I'm going to be talking about. Daniel Green. Seriously, I used to love watching his videos, talking about different series of books. And I mean, Wheel of Time and Brandon Sanderson and all that stuff. Yeah. New accusations came out yesterday about him. And people are mad. People are mad. And I'm just like, whoa, I'm glad I didn't get too far into the whole, Daniel Green stuff, but man, can you guys get the rights to Mac and make a sequel? No. We're not making a sequel to Mac and Me. Are you kidding me? Mac and Me. Let's see. Oh my God. You people are talking so much. Oh, I'm caught up. Okay. Gordon Cooper filmed the UFO in the military, pre-astronaut days. The bigwigs took that crap from him fast. I know. Make with the footage. Gordo. Oh yeah, he's dead. Sorry. But hey, big props to Gordon Cooper for over the years never wavering on his story. Never wavering. Yeah. American astronaut, American hero. Derek, you talking about me being heroic earlier? Gordon Cooper, that's a hero. That's a hero. I use only 320 kilobits per second. My MP3s are over a gig. 7 minutes. It's a gig. That's too much fidelity. So, to me, 192 is really all you need. 256 if you're really into the thing. You sure? Okay, go to 320. But man, this FLAC crap, I have a FLAC right next to an MP3. One is 24 gig or 24 megs. One is like 3 megs. Listen to the two, and I can't tell the difference. Which, you know what that means? That means the frequencies that you're getting on a FLAC don't translate to your ear. So what's the point in having a 24 meg file? What's the deal with these FLAC people? I'm just kidding. If you're into FLAC, go for it. Okay? But I just don't get it. Rap show. Yeah, we're going to wrap up the show. Rap, not, we need a rap show now. We're going to do a post show. Yeah, all I did was drag and drop into my library on iTunes, and that was it. Yeah. I mean, look, I get it if you're on Windows. That's like a pumpkin man getting on a boat, right? And then someone telling him, "Hey, get out of that boat, Mr. Pumpkin Man." And Pumpkin Man's just like, "Hey, I'm just like you, except I'm a pumpkin. I like to sail too. I like the wind flowing through the ridges on my pumpkin head." Oh, what? See, that's exactly like that. Yeah. Did he tear up some library books or something equally as heinous? But no, you not using iTunes on Windows, I get that. I understand it. Especially if you're like, oh, I like my Winamp. Winamp. I like my equalizer thing or visualizer with all the pretty colors because, I 420, baby. I literally just opened Winamp. Yeah, whip the llama's ass. Right. I ripped the FLAC at the highest possible bit rate. See, I just there's a point. There's a point where it just doesn't matter anymore because you're doing frequencies that the human ear can't pick up. So I just don't get it. And especially when I listen to a CD, if I have the CD in my player, I have a player, by the way, that I've ripped CDs before, right? If I listen to the CD and then switch right over to the MP3 that I just ripped from the CD and they don't sound any different to me, because that's basically what FLACs are. They're almost like uncompressed, right? So I just don't. If your human ear can hear this and the CD's giving you this much frequency, and you cut out all that other frequency and you just left with this, and that's an MP3, and that makes more sense. It takes up less space. Everybody's happy. You can put more on a thing. Do it. I don't know. I'll stop ranting about that. I get it though if you don't like iTunes. You will always be my hero. I hear the differences in my sound systems on all my vehicles between 192 and 320, but never bother with FLAC. Hot dang, bringing it back to the Pumpkin Man. Hey, look, sometimes comedy, it's right about just pulling out that thing, ripping the rug out from underneath your audience. I suck it. I've always been not great at that. Pumpkins out there, and it ain't no man. Yes. So now they're evil. The pumpkin men are evil. We have time to do one AI image before you go. How about a cyborg from the future playing hopscotch with two small aliens? I mean, you asked for it. All right. What? Okay. Let's see. A cyborg from the future playing hopscotch with 2 small aliens. You guys can see this, right? Okay, good. Okay, generating. Wait a minute. Damn it. Shh. I didn't click the right button. Okay, there we go. I can just copy and paste. That's easier. Photo. Generate. That's what I wanted. I wanted photo. Okay, here we go. A cyborg from the future playing hopscotch with 2 small aliens. Generating. Hmm. Uh, Dude, I use Winamp for the nostalgia. The skins, yep. I had a ton of skins, but when I moved from Windows, it just didn't make sense anymore. Could the monster and Pumpkin Man be the more meat person from that Hawaiian place? Oh, I forgot. Dude. Okay, now I know what you're talking about with the more meat. That was crazy. Hang on, I have Chat GPT writing a story about Pumpkin Man. Okay. Rob hates 4K because the human eye can't see all the pixels. No, that's completely different. Completely different. I used iTunes Match on Windows before. I have game music and anime music on there. It's not available on Apple Music. Yes. Yes. So you're not saying you weren't saying anything bad. Yeah, I do too. I have some game music on there too. It's cool. Classic Windows Media Player. Ugh. That cyborg looks cool. Yeah, why do they look cross-eyed? I don't know. And those yeah, they might be Goobins. They look like flying crabs. I don't know what the flying crabs are. But we'll save that. And hey, if we weren't having such a great conversation, we could have done more AI art. But look, here's the deal. Thank you guys. I really seriously, I appreciate you guys being here every single week. Keeping things going, you know, dude, I appreciate it. And as I said earlier, freaking YouTube invited me to their little partner thing. So I think that's cool. And so we'll see what happens. Again, I may turn on the channel memberships at some point. Hey.
Have a great night.
Thank you. Thank you, Star Fox. And you, or Star Fox. And Star Fox. Thank you. And you have a great night too. But yeah, I might turn on the channel memberships at some point, you know, and we'll see. I'll try to come up with cool things to do. I don't know. But yeah, they're supposedly going to help with ideas and things. So we'll see what happens. Grow the channel, all that kind of stuff. It'd be cool. Forgot to bring up Valentine's movie related questions. I don't even know what that means. But hey, thank you guys so much. When's the next vape flavor? I don't know, man. I don't know. I've still got like 4 bottles of crap we've already tried before. Still sitting in there. So it's kind of hard to spend the 150, 200 bucks on liquid that I don't need right now. You know what I mean? And especially when there's no sales going on. But hopefully there'll be a sale soon. I can pick up some stuff. Anyway, you guys have a great one. Again, remember, tomorrow night, The Monkey, the new movie, you know, this one, Monkey, the monkey screening. There's a screening tomorrow night. I'm going to it. So I'm going to have a review for The Monkey that doesn't come out technically until the 21st. See, look at that, the 21st, but I get to see it tomorrow. And you can too, if you want to. The tickets are available now. But I'm gonna have a review for that, and then Thursday we're gonna have a review for Captain American: Brave New World. I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. We'll see you next time. Bye.